preview for us to go through and talk about. They've given us quite a few matches and things to look forward to, so they're learning the lessons from Monday Night Raw that really struggled. The numbers coming through for Monday Night Raw of about 1.5, and apparently that final hour was the lowest rated hour in Raw history. So we had a record-breaking Raw yesterday. That third hour delivered a 1.3. 1.3. Like, there has been a Dynamite. The very first Dynamite beat that final hour from Raw, which is, I mean, we can get into that. We can definitely talk about that, but yeah, that has got to be a concern. That's definitely got to be a concern. Historically, wrestling is quiet around November, December. I think it's because people are out doing their kind of Christmas shopping. I think obviously the NFL came back a little while ago. That's up and running now, and I just kind of think that historically around this time it's normally quiet. You might remember around this time we don't tend to get anything that big. You know, it's not really at the end of the year. You get a Survivor Series. That'll be in, like, what, a couple of weeks' time? And then, I mean, that's it. I mean, after that, we normally get, like, a TLC or something, but that's not the biggest pay-per-view in the world. So, like, December in particular is arguably even worse. So, if they're posting 1.3 for their final hour, like, December could get even worse. So, yes, as we said, we can definitely talk about that. Obviously, the big news that we've already put up onto the channel about Bray Windham, that is actually quite exciting because, obviously, I'm still expecting him to return to wrestling. I don't see any reason as to why he wouldn't be at Full Gear still, because we know that they'll allow him to do a film and wrestle. Obviously, Cody's had, like, a reality show and been on to, like, a talent contest and done all this kind of stuff as a judge, and still been wrestling. So, yeah, I mean, I could see him being at Full Gear. Maybe we get some vignettes for a while whilst they do this film, and then maybe he, like, properly gets going in the ring next year. It undoubtedly will get in the way. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I wouldn't say this means we're not going to see him now. But again, we can talk about that as well. So we've got the record low Raw ratings. We've got the Bray Wyatt Windham horror movie news that, as we said, there's a video on the channel about already that goes into quite a bit of detail. And we've got a preview. So let's just blast down this and then we can jump into the chat. So Jacket Time, which is Ikemen Jiro and Kushida, now known as Jacket Time. They are going to be taking on the Creed brothers of Diamond Mine. So it's Jacket Time versus Diamond Mine. So that could be fun. We've got Saray, which looking forward to seeing. Haven't seen her in a little while. She's taking on Kaylee Ray. What is going on here? Jacket Time versus Diamond Mine. We've got Saray versus Kaylee Ray. What, is this like rhyming week or something on NXT? What are they doing? We've got Joe Gacy versus Boa. Oh, that didn't rhyme. Joe Gacy versus Boa. We got Bron Breakker and Tommaso Ciampa providing an update from the UK tour. So we're going to be getting an update from, I don't know what they're going to be updating us about. But we're going to hear from Bron and Tommaso. And then we've got Kayden, Kacy, and Io taking on Toxic Attraction. I don't know where Zoe Stark is. Is Zoe Stark out injured or something? Either way, we've got Kayden, Kacy, and Io taking on Toxic Attraction. I think that is going to be Mandy, Gigi, and JC. So it's like a 6-woman tag. So we've got that as well. So, you know, there's quite a bit there. It's better than yesterday. Yesterday with Raw, we only had Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins as a preview. And unsurprisingly, the ratings were not that great. And I must say, I do find it quite a surprise that there's very little build for Survivor Series. I mean, they're just announcing that we're going to get, like, Big E versus Roman. They've just announced that we're going to be getting Charlotte Becky. and the teams were announced on social media. We haven't seen any interaction between anyone. There hasn't been any qualifying matches. We did get a match where the 5 women of the Raw team competed against each other, and to my knowledge, that might be the only thing that has actually happened in the build towards Survivor Series. Like, it's crazy. The build for Survivor Series has just not been there, and as a result, Survivor Series just doesn't feel like that big of a show. Like, I feel like what we got at Crown Jewel was like 100 times bigger than what we're getting for Survivor Series. Like, this doesn't make sense. Crown Jewel felt huge. The card felt like maybe the best card of the year. And then Survivor Series is like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. So we'll see if NXT know what they're doing. Brony said, Survivor Series build has been amazing this year. I'm sad that it's almost over. LSW said, won't be in the stream tonight. I'm just popping in to say hi. Have a fun stream. And hang on, where you going? You can't just say I won't be in the stream tonight. What are you doing? I expect some answers here, LSW. What do you mean? What does this mean? I won't be in the stream tonight. What's going on? Let us know what's going on. Little Juice YT, shout out to you, my friend. Hope you are well. Bakayuka said, everything must have been done in a rush. There's not much effort or teasing all of this in WWE that we're watching. That's true. Do you think Gable Steveson will wrestle at WrestleMania? Wasn't it reported that he leaves college in March, so he could appear beforehand as well? I think he might, but I'm not sure. I think he will. I think that he'll definitely be a part of it. He's an Olympic gold medalist. I don't think he's going to be... He won't be, like, really expensive, but he won't be cheap either. I should imagine they're paying him more than they're paying a lot of the NXT talent. Let's just say he's getting more than Aaliyah, right? So, for WrestleMania, I'm sure they're going to want to do something. And if you think about when they brought Ronda in, Ronda came in and they had her going at the WrestleMania. So, I don't know if he's doing stuff in his spare time. I would imagine so. Like, working on his professional wrestling. Obviously, he's already got that amateur background. So, yeah, I reckon he'll be at WrestleMania. Bakayuka says, that's how WWE operates in these modern days. Heather said, I am here for that Wyndham news. Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, there's not loads of Wyndham news out there. Everything I've said is pretty much in that video. I think the big news is that they start filming soon. They also said that it was like Itchy the Killer crossed with like Xanadu. Now, I'll admit that like Itchy the Killer I am familiar with. It's, I believe, a foreign language film. And is surprisingly about a killer. Xanadu, I'm not too sure about. I've got that as being like a fantasy thing in my head. I've got that being a bit like Labyrinth kind of a thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be some sort of like horror fantasy sort of film. And they've already said that like they're not going to have The Fiend. Do not expect The Fiend. Do not expect anything you've seen before. They're going in a very, very different direction. And I think that'll be the case as well if he joins AEW. I mean, I think that for this film, I think they really do want to just get it out there. This is not The Fiend. This is not going to be Bray and The Fiend in a horror film. This is something completely different. It's Bray playing a character from the film. And we don't quite know how big his role is going to be. I mean, literally the only information we've had is Jason talking to the Metro saying, you know, you're the first people to hear about this. And that is that, you know, we're going to be starting a film. We're going to be starting recording very, very soon. Now, he also put a picture out of them being on the Warner Brothers film set. Now, if that is connected, that would certainly suggest that this is not some small indie promotion. Like, you know, you're going to have to go to one cinema in Alaska to watch it. Like, if Warner Brothers are involved, it suggests that this is a big deal. It suggests that this has got some money behind it. You know, it's got a decent budget and, you know, it's probably going to be in most theaters. If it's going to be like a, you know, working with Warner Brothers. So, Yeah, I wouldn't say there was like loads that we could break down. Obviously, there's no news about plot or anything like this. Don't even know when the release date is, but I think we're probably looking about 12 months. Because if they haven't even started filming yet, they're going to have to film, edit it, and then, you know, start showing it off and then get it out into cinemas. I mean, that whole process is 12 months easy. So, yeah, you're probably talking like maybe next Halloween, which might be what they're aiming for. So maybe next Halloween is when we start to see this film, depending on how big it is, of course, how long it takes to film, how long it takes to edit. You'd have to think they've probably got Halloween in mind. And that'll be, you know, that'll be a big deal. If Bray's got a Halloween horror fantasy film dropping next year, then, well, that really is something to look forward to, isn't it? So I know there's a lot of Bray fans in our community, obviously, a lot of people really excited for this weekend and seeing is he going to be at AEW Full Gear. And I think there will be some mention. I don't know quite what it'll be. I don't know if he's going to do a vignette. I don't know if there'll be a tease. I don't know if he's going to be there in person. But, yeah, I mean, look, he's never been someone, certainly in recent years, that's done a lot of matches. He's not someone that's going to keep churning out a match week after week after week after week after week. That's not his style. That's not what he does. So, I think that it'll be the same with AEW. You know, you'll get a vignette, and then you'll get, like, a match. And then, you know, you might get a few weeks of vignettes, or there might even be a week where you don't see him. But, like, that will give him the time to go off and film what he needs to film. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing stopping him, like, filming in the day and then heading over to AEW and doing the wrestling show on the night. Like, I know it's a lot of work, but I should imagine he's up for it. So, yeah, I really can't see a reason why he can't do both. The only thing I would say is that if AEW was doing a load of house shows, because don't forget, like, the thing with, like, wrestlers doing films, it's not so much the TV show that's the problem. It's the fact that back in the day, they used to do house shows all the time. So you would do TV on a Monday. I think the schedule wasn't it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? And then I think you had like Tuesday, Wednesday off. And then you did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. I think that was the cycle. So for that cycle, you would do TV, be SmackDown or Raw, whichever one it was. And then every other night that I've just mentioned, apart from Tuesday, Wednesday, you were doing house shows. Like you was at a different house show. And not only that, but you might have like media obligations in the day as well. So they're pretty full days. Whereas right now, I know they've just done a UK tour. But actually, I don't know what AEW are doing. I'm talking about WWE here, but obviously he's with AEW, or we believe he'll be with AEW. Either way, house shows are just not as big. They're not like that anymore. So I could see it being a case where he's not on any house shows that happen, but there's nowhere near as many house shows happening, and maybe he just does TV. So, that, you know, I've had people going, oh, I really wanted him to wrestle. I don't want him to do a film. I've had that. I've seen those reactions. But the truth is, he can do both. He can do both. As long as he's recorded a load of stuff for TV. Plus, if he needs to do a match, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Just doing like something on a Wednesday night, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The only problem he might have is if he gets injured. That would be the only concern, really. Because he won't be able to, afford to be injured. Because if he breaks his leg or something in a wrestling match, that's the film messed up, innit? So, that could be a bit of a sticking point. But, well, we'll see. It's big news. It's definitely a big talking point. It's one of the big stories today. And, as we said, done the video on it. Harley said, Days, I'm not going to lie. Gable Steveson feels huge. I'm not familiar with him, but knowing that he's an Olympic gold medalist and he's been drafted without even showing up, he's 21 as well. Huge star on their hands. Jim said, Xanadu is an Olivia Newton-John musical romance. Is it not like a fantasy? Oh my God, what are they doing? A horror romance? What the flip is that? Let's have a look. I am honestly not I am familiar with it, but I am not familiar with the plot for it. But the front cover looks like, have I got it? All I know is when I used to... Boom, hang on. There. That's the only thing I know about it. It looks kind of like a fantasy, sci-fi thing. And whatever's going on there as well. So, yeah, I've not seen it. But they're saying that it's going to be... I mean, what's he going to do? Well, I don't understand. Like, what a weird combination. Perhaps they're just saying that to troll us. Do you know what I mean? Apparently it's like Itchy the Killer and Xanadu. Maybe that's just a little troll. Here we go. Let's have a little read here. Kira, a Greek muse incarnated on Earth to inspire people, helps Dan and an artist to meet. She inspires them to build a huge disco rink called Xanadu. Can I just say it got 29% on Rotten Tomatoes? So I wouldn't say basing it on Xanadu would be the right way forward. Because I don't think that Xanadu has knocked it out the park. But this is quite interesting. Oh, I don't know. I'm going down a wormhole here. So it's some woman that's some alien. It's a romance alien film thing. There we go. That's my review. That's my official review of Xanadu. Join me tomorrow where I review Goodfellows. So each stream I could just do a different one. Jim said, fun facts. Marvel Comics did a comic book adaptation of Xanadu. I know the song Xanadu. Xanadu. I mean, that's all I know. Xanadu. Something like that. Fabian said, days after thoughts, the rumours you stabbed yourself with a knife after knowing Elektra Lopez has a thing for Exion Quinn. Well, I definitely didn't do that. She's dead to me now. I got sent pictures of her getting married, so yeah, she's gone. I'm not interested in her anymore. I've said for the longest time, and I think it might have got lost in translation, but Linda's the only woman I need. That's the only woman I need. I never needed Elektra Lopez. I'm quite happy to watch her and support her, and well done, but just don't hit the same. Wrestling with Andy said, Days, who do you think will be the first to win the WWE title? Bron Breakker or Gable Steveson? Gable Steveson. Just because he's already on the main roster. I don't know when Bron will be called up or how long they're going to have him in NXT for, but it would not be out the realms of possibility if in 12 months' time we've still got Bron Breakker on NXT, because he's had his shot at the title and he hasn't succeeded. I would imagine he will succeed next year, but and then he'll have, he'll defend it against people and he'll have a little title reign. But honestly, I mean, Gable Stevenson's up and running. And I don't think there's anyone that they've got at the moment that they feel is, like, really ready to be WWE. I think in an ideal world, they would have Roman be Universal and they would have Brock be WWE. And I could see Gable Steveson being built up to be that other... I could see him being the anti-Rock. Do you know what I mean? I could see him being like the all-American hero, kind of going down that road. So, yeah, I think Gable Steveson. Why do you keep pronouncing his name wrong? What, LSW? Who? Harley? What's happening? Do you watch Grimm's Toy Show? I did. I haven't seen it for a little while. I used to watch him before, or just as this channel started, and I used to watch his figure videos, his toy hunts, anything in his figure room. I've never really watched like GTS. I mean, I wish him all the best with it, obviously. But that's not really what I was watching Grim for. I was watching for the figure stuff. So I should imagine it's a bit similar to this channel, actually. A lot of people watch this channel for the toy hunts and the figure videos. And I'd imagine there's a lot of people out there going, but I don't watch the watch-alongs. Like, I could imagine that. So I think I've got a similar relationship with Grim as many people have with this channel. So, but I wish him all the best. I mean, I've said before, he was definitely one of the people that inspired me. And I think he's very good at what he does. Certainly his toy hunts are, hilarious. And I think his GTS seems to still be going pretty strong. Seems to have a lot of supporters. And who was it? MJF, Thunder Rosa, Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan. They've all been on GTS. MJF, I don't know if I mentioned him. Kurt Hawkins. They've all been on Grim's YouTube channel at wrestling, doing stuff. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? He's got a bit of a who's who now. If you actually look at the people he's had wrestling on that show. Thoughts about my tweet about you-know-who? What, about Cena? I don't really believe it, to be honest. I think Cena's saying that was his last match, but sure. I mean, like, you're telling me that if they get in touch with Cena with a load of money and they're like, look, one more, do you fancy AJ? Do you fancy, like, a match with AJ? Or we've got this great idea, do you fancy doing this? Like, are you telling me that he's done? I don't know. I don't really believe it. I believe he said it. I just don't believe he's retired. Are you going to join the stream for the Old Trafford? Are you going to join and stream the Old Trafford protest against Ollie and the Glazers? No. There's no game, is there? So, what would you mean? There's no game. I mean, if there was a Man United game, then yes. But to my knowledge, I don't think it's that big of a deal, or at least I don't think it is. But I know there are people that are talking of protesting. They should pair Stevenson with Brock immediately, says Ryan. Horror movie to shoot is probably between 30 to 45 days. Not sure how long Wright, Henry, and T. Reese will be in AEW. Cannot wait to see Wyndham's movie. Yeah, be good. James Chadwick said, it's not like we can see Cena when he is around anyway. I won't miss Cena, says Austin. Yeah, none of us are going to miss Cena. That's not a problem. Protest is planned on the 13th. Yeah, as I said, I've heard about it, but I don't know how big of a deal it is. I'm not seeing it being driven by, like, fan channels, but I have seen them say they've, seen something on Facebook with it. Mike said, I've got a Malachi Black shirt. Awesome. Brony said, I think people are hyping up Gable Steveson too much. Look at Chad Gable and how he's being booked. Chad Gable's not, well, first of all, he's not as big, like, size-wise. Gable Steveson is like an Olympic winner. I think, did Chad Gable get onto an Olympic team? He might have, but Gable Steveson won gold at the Olympics. He's also got a good size, and even before he went to the Olympics, Brock was training with him. So because of his size, I think he's going to be absolutely fine. So I do expect them to push Gable Steveson quite hard. Big Time Baxter said Days Raw getting 1.3 in the third hour is very scary, considering it's close to trending below 1 million. Boy said WWE Full Gear and Tribute to the Troops this weekend. AEW Full Gear, you mean? And Tribute to the Troops. Yeah, I'd like to watch Tribute to the Troops, but I have no idea if it's being shown over here. I would imagine it's probably not. Maybe. I don't know. If it is, then I definitely want to do the watch along for it. Gable's a big boy man, gold medalist, plus his Brock's protege. Oh, yeah, I mean, Brock will stand up for him. Not that he's going to need to, but, you know, I should imagine that he'll get a nice little push because he wrestled for Brock's collegiate university. Like, he wrestled for the Minnesota Beavers, I don't know. So he's, you know, he's representing. Yeah, I mean, Brock doesn't like anyone, right? Brock doesn't like anyone. So you've got to know it took a lot for Brock to go down there and start working and training with Gable Steveson. Like, the fact that he's giving him his time like that, and he's trying to help him progress and whatever. And now Gable Stevenson's gone on to win an Olympic gold medal. Like, yeah, he's going to be fine. There's people that you can look at and worry about and go, oh, man, they're going to misuse him. They're not going to book him right. I don't think Gable Steveson is someone that you really need to worry about. I think they've had plans. Paul Heyman has had his eyes on Gable Steveson for a long time. Long time. So he'll be fine. Last year, you streamed Tribute to the Troops. I think it will be available for you. Well, I hope so. I hope so. If it is, we'll do it. If it's not, then we can't. Last year, watched Tribute to the Troops. Why do you think it's not available? I haven't seen it advertised at all for BT. So the only adverts I've seen have been on Raw, where they're advertising it on USA or Fox, can't remember. But I've seen no adverts over here in this country. Why do people think Brock hates people? He plays a character. Brock's probably a nice guy. No, people have said that he's not. I mean, the reason people think it is because we keep being told it by people that work in WWE. Like Paul Heyman, and in a lot of shoot interviews, and people that have left. A lot of people have said he keeps himself to himself. He's not a people person. You know, you're not having friendly chats with Brock backstage. So that's come from like shoot interviews, and as you said, you know, superstars that are no longer with WWE but had been around him have sort of confirmed that, you know, he's not there chatting to people about how's the family, how's the kids. He is someone that keeps himself to himself. He's there to do business, and that's pretty much it. Brock's been training with Gable well before the Olympics, says Ryan. Alex said, Days, does Finn Balor versus Volta tickle your beards? Yes and no, to be honest. I think that, like, Volta on the main roster, building towards being a champion, watching his story, like, unfold, and him having matches with Finn or whatever, that certainly, you know, I like. But like a one-off match with Finn, I mean, I suppose if you did it at like a takeover and you built it up as like a massive thing, then yeah, I mean, definitely. But I think it's hard to know what I'm in. Like with Volta, I think I just want him to go to the main roster, and I think I just want him to be used right. I suppose my concern would be that he wouldn't be used right. That would be my concern. So I don't know. I don't know what I want for him, to be honest. If he goes there, he needs to be used right. If he doesn't go there, what do you do with him? Would I be excited if they just did a one-off match? I don't know, because, like, what are we building towards? Like, I think a lot of the time, I want it to be a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, when he was taking on people, he was defending his title. That's gone now. So, what's it for? What's it for? If we do it, I mean, if it's like the main event of NXT UK TakeOver and it's closing the show and they put a good story behind it of like who is the real, like, the great European fighter right now or something like this, you know, Finn Balor from Ireland, Volta from Austria, who is the best in Europe right now? If you used to do that, and do it as the main event of NXT UK TakeOver, yeah, I'm into it. I'll lap it up. It's got a purpose. If they're just going to do it, then I mean, I'll watch it, and yeah, I'll be into it, but I think there's a bigger thing going on for me, and that is, what are we doing with Volta? What are we doing with him? Like, what are we doing? Is he in NXT UK? Is he in NXT? Is he going to go to the main roster? Like, what? What are we doing? So, I think I'd want that answered first. So, than just getting random odd matches, you know? Like, he's had these matches with Cesaro, which is really cool if you went on the tour and you got to see them wrestle. And then I saw that there was the tease of Finn Balor, but when's it going to happen? What's it happening for? Is it happening on, like, Raw? Is it going to be for next year's tour? I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing. Is it going to be in NXT, or why would it be in NXT seeing as Finn Balor just left? So I just wish they'd do something with him. Daniel said, did you see the comparisons the Eddie and Punk segment got? It was compared to Cena and Punk's promo in 2011, with Eddie being Punk and Punk now the guy on the posters, like Cena was back then. I haven't seen those comparisons, no. It was an excellent promo. I wouldn't really compare it to that personally. I think it was an excellent promo. I thought that it felt quite real at times. It kind of played back on their history and Ring of Honor, and I just thought it was excellent. Thought it was really, really good. To my knowledge, I don't know if Punk and Cena had that much history before their feud, which is why to me it would be a bit different, but whatever. Days back in the day, Real Madrid sacked Ancelotti after the season, even though he reached the Champions League semis. And look at Man U. The difference in ambition is shocking. Thoughts? Well, we keep going round in circles. Everyone knows my thoughts on this. I am not going to argue with Ollie out people. I'm not there yet. I wouldn't say I'm Ollie in either. If Ollie goes, then fine. But equally, if he stays, fine. I think that, like, Ollie last year had the team playing relatively well, yeah? So last year, the team was doing all right. What we said we needed was Sancho, midfielder, and a defender. We went and got Sancho. We went and got Varane. We didn't get the midfielder. We ended up getting Ronaldo. I think that for whatever reason, I don't know if it's Ronaldo, but something has really unsettled the team. We know the team can play there, right? Currently, the team is playing like down here, yeah? So even under Ollie, we've been up there, and now where we're playing is like down here. We are not even at the standard that we were last year. So you could say, well, that's us gone backwards. We've gone backwards, right? So if you are under the belief that Man United have gone backwards, then that's fine. But I would just counter it by saying, well, there we go. I would just counter that by saying, well, it can be fixed. Like, we know that we can get back to where we were last year. So I'm still of the opinion that something's unsettled the team. We should be able to fix it. We should be able to get back to where we were last year and hopefully even kick on from there. So I can understand why the board are sticking with Ollie, because they don't want to start again. They don't want to have to go back round again and start the whole process again, when it might just be a case that we've got a couple of injuries, we've got a few people that are not playing in form. It could be that, you know, some of the coaching has been wrong. Well, okay, mistakes have been made. So what, we just chuck them out now? We just get rid of Ollie now? Or do we actually just try and fix it? Try and fix it and see, you know, Ollie said that he can fix this. So let's try and fix it. Let's try and fix it. Try and move forward. See where we are. And if it hasn't worked, we go and get someone like Ten Hag in the summer, who, you know, I don't know would come now. If you get rid of Ollie, who are you bringing in? Who's out there? Who are you bringing in? Zidane don't want it. There's conflicting reports that he would or wouldn't do it. I'm not sure he will. He's holding out for France. We know that. He's holding out for PSG. So this isn't a football stream, but I'll quite happily answer that one. That for me, I'm Not Ollie in, I'm not Ollie out. I'm not going to argue against people that want him out, but I can definitely make an argument for why we're doing what we're doing at the moment. Days, I think Cena has retired. His latest tweets about WWE was him thanking fans and saying his journey takes him away now, but he will see you soon. So that does tell me that he will be back. Tony Khan has confirmed that he knows his roster is getting bloated. He said he does plan on doing something, just not how WWE handles it, says Primo. That's interesting. Fevin said, I'll be honest with you, Days is horrendous when it comes to football analysis. Oh, Fevin, you're just upset that I'm not Ollie out. That's all it is. You're just upset I'm not Ollie out. How can I be horrendous at football analysis when a lot of the things that I say I get from TIFO and I get from reading The Athletic and I get from other experts that are saying similar things? So, like, I get it from all the different sources that I get it from. I take all that information, I filter it, and, we discuss it. You're just upset that I'm not Ollie out, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that are angry, that just want Ollie out, full stop. Like, let's get him out, any cost. But my point still remains that last year we were better than what we are now. We were better. So we're not even playing as well as we know we can under Ollie. So that suggests that this is a bad spell. This is a bad phase. Like, we smashed Leeds 5-1 at the start of the season. And you can go, yeah, but that's just Leeds. But the fact of the matter was, everything was great then. Everything was bubbling. The link-up play was great. Pogba picked up like 3 or 4 assists, whatever it was. Like, everyone's like, oh, it was a genius playing him on the left-hand side. Football is fickle. Fickle. That's what football is. If you go on a bad run of about 4 or 5 matches, manager needs to go. Manager needs to go. I'm actually really proud that the club has kind of stuck by Ollie for so long and given him a chance. I don't want to be one of those clubs that just gets rid of a manager after a few bad results. Now, granted, this has been going on for a while, right? And we know conversations have happened behind the scenes, and it seems like they've got their reassurances. But I think you give him a chance, see if he can turn this around. If he can't, then we just end up getting the manager that is right for us in the summer. What do you do now? Who do you bring in now? You're going to get Erik ten Hag, the manager of Ajax? Because I'll tell you now, you won't. Because he's the manager of Ajax, and he ain't going to leave whilst Ajax are still in the Champions League. So who are you going to get? Zidane won't come. Conte's gone. Who are you going to get? Who are you going to bring in now if you lose Ollie? Is it not better to stick with Ollie, who's saying, I can turn this around, I know what the problems are, right? Bad fixtures pretty much end now. We've got Chelsea, but then after that, it's an easy run. So, he should be able to have some breathing space. So then, you go through those fixtures. And then if he hasn't done it, you get the manager you want in the summer. You get the right manager, the right man in the summer. I'm not a fan of this just panic. It's just panic. Go out and let's get rid of Ollie. Why? Who are you going to get? Well, I don't know. Just get rid of him. Yeah, but who are you going to get? Oh, don't ask questions. Haven't thought it through. Okay, cool. That's the United fan base. It's angry. I understand it. It's angry, but come on. Think it through. Daniel said, you did finish second last year, but do you not feel it might have been a false position considering Chelsea had Lampard before sacking him and getting Tuchel late and Liverpool were full of injuries? I don't think it was a false position. Could it have been more challenging if they had Tuchel all season? Maybe. Yeah, maybe, probably. Would it have been more challenging if Liverpool hadn't have had the injuries? Yeah, but that's football. Like, Man United have got injuries now, and everyone's desperate to get Ollie out. Like, Varane, who has been an absolute monster for us at the back, is out injured at the moment. We don't have Varane. We've played the first part of the season without Rashford. So we haven't had Rashford. We haven't had Varane. Cavani keeps picking up injuries. Like, we can go through a list of injuries that we've had, but apparently we don't take that into account. Sancho only joined in the summer, is still trying to settle into the Premier League, but we don't take that into account. Do you know what I mean? Like, different standards, man. So, Man United played all right last year, finished second, got to the Europa League final. Now, all of a sudden, like, you know, they've had a few injuries. There's a few new players they're trying to bed in, but, well, yeah, forget that. It doesn't matter about that. Like, you know, it should be, Ollie should be making this work, which is a perfectly fine argument, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, yeah, but if we didn't have injuries last year, it would have been worse. Because, well, yeah, if we didn't have the injuries this year, we would be better. So, I'd leave it at that. As a City fan, I say you guys need to give Ollie a chance. I have no problem if they decide to part ways with Ollie. That's not what we're here to talk about, but as I said before, I have no problem with them doing that. But I equally have no problem with them sticking with him for the reasons that I outlined. Ledger Killer said, Days, I'm back. My internet was off on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and I missed UFC 268. Sorry I wasn't in stream. Ledger Killer, no worries. Missed a really good show. Missed a really, really good show. Sen said, I think Ollie did great against Liverpool. Wow. I mean, look, we're on a bad run. I mean, no one's going to deny that. We're on a bad run. And, you know, we've got victories over Liverpool. Ollie has beaten Liverpool. He's beaten Man City. He's beaten PSG. And now all of a sudden he's a bad manager. Let's not forget how Ollie got the job. Ollie got the job because he brought in as a caretaker, did amazing, right? Went on a hell of a run, did amazing, and then the fans were saying, give him the job. Give him it, like, he's got to have it now. After these results, you can't turn to anyone else. He's got to have the job. And so at that point, he got the job. And not only that, but, like, he's been in the job for 3 years. So, do you know what I mean? Like, suddenly we get to this season, and granted, bad results. But now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, get Ollie out, get Ollie out. It's like, well, Jesus. I mean, I understand football is a results-based business, and he needed to win something this season. But it's harsh, isn't it? It's harsh. It's an unforgiving game, football. I mean, he's a club legend. His comeback is definitely put us on the right track. Done really, really good work. And, you know, this season we're having a wobble. It was meant to be this season we win summer. It's not working out that way. Ollie's saying, I can fix this. I know what's wrong. I can fix this, right? He said that to the board. The board trust him, and the board believe in him. And you've got a load of fans that are, you know, just like, no. But again, you know, I can understand it because it is a results-based business. And you can sit here and list thousands of managers that have been let go for less. So again, I don't want to keep banging on about Man United, but it is one of the big conversations here in the UK, and I like the fact we stand by him. I like the fact that we are trying to give him as much opportunity as possible. And you know, if this season's going to be a disaster, so be it. So be it. If this season's going to be a disaster, then it wouldn't even get that far. I mean, I think we would part ways early January, and then that would mean whoever comes in would have a transfer window to try and fix it, hopefully. But I don't know who that person would be, honestly. I don't know. Who would you go and get? I don't know. Johnny said, Days, I want some people are talking bleep about WWE because on Monday Night Raw last night, and I don't like it. I want them to stop because I love WWE. I don't know what's wrong with those fans. Don't worry about it. What are you worried about? Why does it matter? I mean, like, if you if you enjoyed Raw, then just enjoy Raw. If you enjoyed AEW, just watch AEW. If you enjoy, and then like whatever you watch, there's going to be haters. Whatever you're into, there'll be people that hate on it. I mean, I've hated on plenty of stuff in WWE, so it's one of those. So I won't worry about it. Moldy said no because Solskjaer won't turn it around. One, you don't know that. Pogba will go, sure. Ronaldo will go. Pogba going is no problem to me. Ronaldo will go, fine. I'd make the argument we've got worse since we got him. Cavani will go. Yep, he was always going to go at the end of the season. We'll have to rebuild the team. Good. I think it could do with a bit more in midfield. And who the flip wants to sign for a team that finished 5th? Well, I would argue that has been part of the problem. We were desperate to finish in the top 4 to get Sancho, and it was like, we need Champions League football to get Sancho, and now we can't even figure out what to do with Sancho. I actually think we need to focus on getting the balance of the team right. We don't need Galacticos. We keep going down the Galactico route, and it's not working for us. I mean, we brought in Di Maria. That fell flat. We've brought in Ronaldo. That's working well, but you can make the argument that it's because he does not press that we end up getting into some of these situations we're in anyway, right? The team is having to play different to last year because it's got Ronaldo in it. So I know there's this lovely narrative that Ronaldo saves the day, but he might only be saving the day because we're playing rubbish because he's in the team in the first place. So I think that when it comes to what United need, I don't think we need to worry about finishing 5th. I think if we do finish 5th, then it has been a disaster because you should always be getting Champions League football at Manchester United. I don't know that the board would allow it to go that far. As I said, they might part ways with Ollie January to allow someone to come in, get the players they want, and still try and get top 4. But there's no way of knowing if Ollie's going to turn this around or not. Like, we don't know sat here right now. I was just saying, we're playing below the standard we've been at. We're playing below the standard that Ollie has had us playing at. I think I quite fancy us to go on a good run soon because we've been playing Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham. We're about to play a load of easier teams, and I would quite fancy us to get results. Now, that might paper over the cracks, but I hope that Ollie is doing the work he needs to be doing in the background to, make sure that the balance is right. We need Neves. You don't need to finish in the top 4 to get Neves from Wolves. We need Basuma. You don't need to finish in the top 4 to get Basuma out of Brighton, right? I can go down a whole list of players that we could bring in that will massively help us that you're not going to need to finish top 4 for. I mean, top 4 is important. It is very, very important, but it's not the be-all and end-all if you're out the Champions League for a year, right? It's not the be-all and end-all. We've been out the Champions League. I mean, we got Fernandes without being in the Champions League. So if you want to talk about who will come, well, how about Fernandes? Because he came. We didn't have Champions League. So I think that as long as there's progress that's being made, then you can get a lot of players. Granted, you might struggle to get, Haaland or someone like that, and I can understand why that would be upsetting to people. But first of all, we don't know that we won't finish top 4. Second of all, the board might make a move before we even get to January. And third of all, I think there's plenty of players out there that we can go and get that will massively improve us if we don't get top 4 anyway. Look at McGinn at Villa. Look at John McGinn. That is a player that Alex Ferguson wants. Alex Ferguson, I've seen him say, I want John McGinn. And if we go and get someone like that, you're not going to need Champions League football to get John McGinn out of Aston Villa. But he would massively improve our team. He gets stuck in. He drives the ball forwards. He's got a good range of passing. He's got a good tackle on him. Like, if you're under the impression that Man United is going to die because it doesn't get top 4, then I think you're wrong. Man United, regardless of the top 4, you're potentially one of the biggest clubs in the world, and that says it all, says Daniel. I can't see Ronaldo in the Europa League. Although that would be hilarious, says Mr. Meme. Maldy said, I understand, but I've always come back to just expecting minimal improvement every season. Football is a trophy game. We haven't won one under Ollie, and the only improvement has been in the Premier League. But that's not true, because he kept going out in the semi-finals, and then last year he managed to get to a final. So we actually saw improvement in a knockout tournament as well. So, we are seeing improvement not only in a league, but in a knockout tournament. And in regards to improvement, there is no denying that we are going through a bad spell at the moment. No one's going to deny that. No one's going to make excuses for what's happening now, right? But the difference is, I think that it is a bad spell. I think that you've got players off form. I think you've got players badly off form. I think Maguire and Shaw have not come back from the Euros, right? I think you've got disruption with the team. I think Ronaldo coming in has massively disrupted things. I think Sancho hasn't hit the ground running and he's needing time to settle. We've picked up an injury with Varane as well. There are these reasons as to why this is happening at the moment. But equally, those things can be sorted. Players can come back into form. Sancho can adapt to the Premier League. Varane will come back from injury. So this is what I'm saying. For me, I see light at the end of the tunnel with these things. And I can totally see Ollie going on a run of games where he'll get wins. It doesn't change the fact we've had a bad spell. Doesn't change the fact that we might not make top 4. And obviously for me, that would be huge. I do agree that would be huge if we don't make top 4. Because, Champions League football is really a minimum expectation at Manchester United. But... that could be enough to part ways with him. I mean, the ball is in his court in the sense of he says he can turn it around, so now go and turn it around. Simple as that. I don't know if anyone realistically thought that we could beat Man City. I was saying on the stream, I'm going to hope with my heart we get a draw. It ended up being a 2-0 loss. I didn't think that we were going to get that result. So... we move on, and now we play, I think it's Watford next. I mean, I would expect a win there. If we lose at Watford, I don't know what happens. I mean, every loss now, every negative performance, it's just going to grow more and more with the Ollie out. But I'm just explaining why I'm still not there. Did you see Omega getting kicked out of the Elite or leaving, saying he loses to Hangman and he will take time off as he has loads of injuries and the books since Cole has joined and moved on? Huh? Do you see Omega getting kicked out of the Elite or leaving? Yeah, eventually I could see them parting ways. Yeah, I could see them parting ways. I don't know when we get to that point. I don't know at what point we get to that point. But, yeah, I could see that happening. Baldy said the big point was just the minimal improvement all the time isn't the standard that we should expect. Well, I mean, this was the season we were hoping to win something. We have gone through a bad spell. I, again, can understand why people are like, well, that's it. This was the season we were meant to be competing for the Premier League. And it's not happening, and we find ourselves, way off the title race already in November. So, as I said, I can understand why people are, well, that's it, I've had enough. I'm not there, because if I don't win the Premier League this year, well, that's fine. It just says to me we need that little bit more. I look at this and I think, well, there's big lessons to big lessons to learn from what we're going through right now. And I think Ollie is learning a lot by going through this right now. And you can make the argument of, yes, well, why don't you just bring in a manager that has already learnt these lessons? But the fact of the matter is that I think I agree with Ollie. I think we're close. We're playing really bad football right now, but this is not the football we've played in the past. We're better than this. This is a bad phase. This is a bad spell. So does that result in Ollie losing his job? Or do we stick with him and, see that if he can turn it around like he says that he can? I mean, I think he's learnt some big stuff from this. I would imagine that, he's very focused on what needs to change, what he needs to do. We've seen him abandon the 4-2-3-1. Like, he's prepared to just rip it up and go big and try some stuff. So, I'm quite happy to stick with him for now. Obviously, they'll get to a point where the results are so bad or this bad spell goes on for too long. For me, it's not there yet. For others, it is. But I'm quite happy to sit and talk about why I'm still not Ollie out. But it doesn't mean that I'm like, Ollie is the perfect man. Again, we spoke way too long on this. Days, United played the majority of the Everton game without Ronaldo and lost to them. It is the only win of Everton in the 4 to 5 games. What do you have to say? What do I have to say? I have to say that the team is... I mean, I can't remember what the starting lineup was for Everton, but what I do know is that the team has been interrupted quite heavily. Like, it's very, very difficult for a team to play one way with Ronaldo and then, boom, just go back to a different way without. So there's no denying that Ronaldo has come in and unsettled the squad, right? Whoever you put out there now, unless you're going to play a team without Ronaldo, what you think one game is going to be enough, right? If you're going to play a team without Ronaldo, you better play that week after week after week, because you need players to form relationships. You need to get an understanding on the pitch. Like, if the team is going to have... It's kind of like playing a different formation, playing with Ronaldo. Like, what Ronaldo brings compared to what Cavani brings is very, very different. So, the fact that we lost the game by not playing Ronaldo, and you think that that's enough to justify that this isn't Ronaldo's fault, I find quite bizarre, to be honest. Because it's like saying, well, hang on, we played a 4-3-3 versus Everton and we still lost. Yeah, because we did it once. If you want that to work, you're going to have to do it game after game after game after game. You're going to have to build those relationships. Like, you're going to need, if you want a couple of different systems and you want to play with Ronaldo, you don't want to play with Ronaldo, you're going to have to drill that into the team. The team need to know their jobs, and their jobs become very different when Ronaldo's in the team and when Ronaldo isn't in the team. So that's what I say to that. It's not enough to just look at one game. You need a sustained run of games. Everton in the United game was without Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. They had a weak team out against Manchester United. I don't think it's about them, to be honest. I don't think it's about our opposition. I mean, at the moment, it's about us. This is about us. It doesn't matter really who you put out there. The only thing I would say is if the team that we're playing is weaker, we stand a better chance of getting a result. But what we're talking about is how United played against Liverpool and Man City is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I understand the anger. But, Mouldy said, that's the beauty of football. Everyone sees the game in different light. I respect the opinion. However, I am on the other side. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I know that I am getting more and more into the minority on this. So, And everyone, if you've been watching the Football Days channel, and if you are a fan of soccer, I would urge that you do. We have these kind of conversations on a semi-regular basis. I like it. I like these conversations. I enjoy talking and breaking it down because, I mean, I feel a certain way because that's how I see the game. And as Mouldy just said, that's one of the great things about, well, I suppose wrestling as well, is that we all see the same things, but we can interpret them different. Some people have got maybe more patience than others. Some people are more into the tactical side of it than others. Some people are just very results-based. There's lots of different ways that you can look at football, soccer. And I suppose the same with wrestling as well, Some people are, look at Vince. Vince is into the look of the wrestlers. He's not really into how they wrestle. He doesn't really care about how they wrestle, yet for other people out there, that's more important. This is where AEW have come along. So, you can look at the same thing and interpret it in different ways. And there's frustration at the moment as to how the United board are dealing, or maybe lack of dealing with Ollie. But we know that's not 100% of everyone. Like, it's not the whole United fan base that are feeling that way. But, you know, it's going to be, you know, if there is going to be a little protest or whatever, then so be it. It's getting to that point. You're defending a manager that got 2 points out of 15. What would it take for you to turn on him in terms of points? I don't have a number, to be honest. I don't know that I have a number. I mean, I want us to finish top 4, and if we don't finish top 4, that's going to be difficult. But I just think that this season is difficult. Like, I could probably find a run that Liverpool went on last year where they got about that many points. I mean, Liverpool were atrocious last year. People weren't calling for Klopp to be out, were they? Here's Toxic Attraction. Days, I can't watch Tribute to the Troops. I went to the channel to see what it's going to be on, and it wasn't there. What's your thoughts on the Georgia Bulldogs will beat the Tennessee Vols? I don't watch that, unfortunately. I couldn't even tell you what sport that was, to be honest. It sounds like college football. Would be my guess. Toxic Attraction versus EO, Gigi, and JC. Brony loves Toxic Attraction. Man United are like my high school soccer team. They get results against the weaker opponents and don't do well against the good opponents. They did, though. They've beaten PSG twice. And as we said, he's got results. They've got results against, like... The irony was, it wasn't this way round the previous years. We actually did well against the tough teams and then dropped points against the rubbish teams. And now this year, we're getting results against the rubbish teams and getting smashed and battered by the bigger teams. So the irony is it's kind of flipped. Going Go said, can you see the elite splitting similar to NWO Wolfpack did? Maybe a power struggle. Kenny leads on the side, Cole leads on the other side, and we get a feud. Can I see that? I can't see why they wouldn't do that. I would like that story. I think that could be a lot of fun. You need to build the elite up, though. I don't think the elite are anywhere near as cool as what the NWO were. Like, the NWO were really capturing people's attention. I think part of it was that Hogan was in it. And Hogan was one of the biggest names in wrestling, of course. So, ever. So, the fact that they don't really have... Like, Ken is an indie darling. He's someone that's been in New Japan and put on some of the best matches. But if you was to talk to the average person about name me a wrestler, I don't know how many people are going to say Kenny Omega. You know, Hogan will get mentioned. Ric Flair will get mentioned. John Cena will be mentioned. The Rock will be mentioned. Stone Cold will be mentioned. But I don't know how many average person is going to say Kenny Omega. So, I don't know. Because you'd kind of feel like a story like that might be the kind of thing that really ignites AEW. Bringing people in is definitely going to help. But if you think about WCW exploded when we got Hogan turn heel. That's what things kicked off big time for them then. The NWO was massive for WCW. And if they were going to kind of copy that in a way, you'd have to think that there could be something. It would have been interesting if they'd just literally copied it and had, like, some of these WWE talents gang up. Imagine if they did a WWE AEW kind of a thing. Like, imagine if they'd have done some of these talents that came in, like Malachi, like Andrade, like Miro. Imagine if they had them in, like, a faction, just beating up the likes of Darby, MJF, Sammy Guevara. Like, imagine if you had, like, WWE people beating up on the AEW originals. I'm not telling you anything that's any different to what they did with the NWO, right? That's how the NWO began. It was Hall and Nash acting like they were still with WWE. They said there was a third member. Turned out to be Hogan. Made perfect sense because he was from the WWE. And, you know, as a result, the whole thing just blew up. Like, it felt like WCW was being invaded. And, you know, they could have, like, maybe gone down that road again. The only thing is that story's been told. And a lot of people would be like, oh, you're only doing what WCW did. But, I don't know. It kind of feels like they need a big storyline like that. That's going to really ignite things. That's really going to blow things up for them. Because they've tried... botch. Botch by Jacy Jayne. Got caught a little bit on the ropes. But, yeah, they've tried bringing people in like CM Punk. They've tried bringing in like Bryan Danielson. It's not moved the ratings. I mean, it's making them more credible. And it's definitely, you know, working on social media. But it's not really like moved the ratings. I do wonder if it's going to need like a big storyline to do it instead. EO scooping up Jacy Jayne, slamming Jacy Jayne down. Zoom Station said the moment that Hogan turned was insane. Bunker said you wouldn't have Mandy lose to EO straight when she just won it. Imagine CM Punk makes a faction or joins the Elite. Will you ever do toy hunts again? Will I ever do toy hunts again? Yes. I've said I will try and get another one done before the end of the year, yes. EO charging over, back elbow into Jacy Jayne. Here's Kayden. You got Kacy sliding under the ropes. Kick to the side of the head by Kayden. And Kacy comes crashing down. Shoulder up by Jacy. Eric Bischoff knows how to start massive storylines, but he didn't know how to finish them. Both the NWO and Aces and Eights stayed way too long. You put GGJC. Oh, it's an 8-woman tag. Who cares? It's Toxic Attraction. I'm not bothered. I do that. We noticed I do that. You don't even need me to tell you if I care about a match or not. Just have a look at the box. Have a look at the text box. If the text box is out, then it means I'm just not interested in this match and I'm just not engaged at all. Just don't care for Toxic Attraction in the slightest. Loud crowd, though, in all fairness. Crowd are into it. Spinebuster by Mandy Rose. Mandy standing over EO. As I think we're about to go to picture-in-picture. Minty Eyes said, I don't really care for this. James said, that's how much he cares for this. I know, yeah. I can't even hide it, can I? See, it's impossible for me to lie. It is impossible for me to lie. Now he can't count. I just don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care if there's 8 women, 6 women, 12 women. I just don't care. Why should I care? Toxic Attractions suck. They're just there for their looks. It's like the flipping Divas division all over again. Feel like I'm watching Summer Rae and the Bellas taking on EO, Kacy, and Kayden. That's what I'm watching. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. It can stay. It can stay. Just be glad I put women. You should be thanking me. Days, it's a 6-woman tag. You've been distracted by the soccer. This is unprofessional. Primo said, are you doing a prediction video on who you think which brand goes over for certain matches at Survivor Series? Yeah, we'll do a Survivor Series prediction video. We won't end up doing that until we're a little bit closer to it. We're still a couple of weeks away, so I don't know, Sunday, maybe. I don't know. Depends if I can watch that Tribute to the Troops. If I can watch Tribute to the Troops, then I'll do that. If not, then we'll probably do Survivor Series. Daniel said, Malachi has done an interview today saying in the next 2 weeks you will see a different attitude to Malachi and there will be some new faces joining the House of Black. Interesting. Do you want to see Elektra Lopez because you still love her? I don't love her anymore. I don't think I ever did, really, to be honest. I don't think I did. Now I found out that she's married. I've moved on. Days, you simp over soccer. I do enjoy it. I've always watched it, though. I've always watched soccer along with wrestling, you see. But the thing is, since the channel's been going, obviously my life has been consumed with wrestling, but it's never stopped me keeping an eye on what's going on in football. And so that's always been kind of in the background. I mean, honestly, football, boxing, and we hardly ever talk about boxing, but like when there's big boxing events, I will always watch those. UFC, everyone now knows I'm interested in. I'm pretty good when it comes to sport. In fact, tomorrow, I'm doing cricket. Tomorrow. Cricket, I tell you. Over on Football Days. We've got England versus New Zealand in the Cricket World Cup semi-final. We could have been doing cricket a lot, but I didn't. I've waited for it to get down to the semi-finals. England versus New Zealand semi-finals. If they win, they're in the final of the World Cup. And that's tomorrow. It's going to be about 3 hours long. So I'm into my sport. Fabian said, would you be disappointed if Ollie was sacked? No. I wouldn't be disappointed. I would have been disappointed if we hadn't given him the opportunity we had. I do really like the fact we've given him time to show that he can turn it around. Now, obviously, he didn't against Man City, and we looked awful against Man City, and that has intensified the Ollie out stuff, but no, I'm not, after all of that kind of, do you know what I mean, waving the flag for him, I am also someone that looks at it and goes, well, this can't go on forever. Like, if he says he can turn it around, but he can't, I'm not just going to keep giving him endless chance after endless chance after endless chance. So, no, if the news came in that Ollie was sacked, I wouldn't be disappointed. I would thank him, and I'd be grateful, and I'd remember him as a legend and someone that really helped turn the club around managerial-wise. I mean, he has helped us as a player and as a manager. It's just that at the moment now, this season, it's going sour. So, but no, I wouldn't be disappointed. Edward said, when you are shouting, can your parents hear you upstairs? No. Ethan said, are you watching Full Gear and Tribute to the Troops? I'm watching Full Gear. Tribute to the Troops, I don't know if I can stream it, to be honest. So, if I can stream it, then I'll do both. Right, we are back underway. Primo said a lot of people and reports are predicting that Becky and Charlotte ends in a DQ because neither woman wants to lose and their egos are too big. Be interesting. I can't wait for the match. I could see it being a case where neither wants to lose, to be honest. I could see that being the case. Why are hairdressers never late for work? Because they know all the shortcuts. Bahamask. How many channels have you got? 3. We got this one. We got the Soccer Days one, which only started a couple of months ago. And we've got the Wrestling Escape Pod, which is back tomorrow, which is like a little podcast we've done. We've done that for over a year now. It's good, that. What I love about that is we try to involve the community a lot, so we try to get in, like, videos from people and whatnot. So There's been quite a few episodes where we've had videos from people in the community. So if you've ever wondered, like, who some of these people are in the chat, like, it's a good way to get to see some of them. I'd love to do it more, actually. I'd love to do it more. Moonsault by EO. James said, Ollie has done well. He set the template for the next manager, but he does need to go. Van Gaal won a trophy and got sacked. Jose won trophies and got sacked. And people would say that they played better football. So hashtag Ollie out, says James. Minty Ice says, if Wyndham shows up at Full Gear, I'm going to record myself crying about it. Adil said it's football days, not soccer days. I always have to use the soccer word because certainly at this time of night where it's like 1:15 in the morning, I always feel like I'm talking to a lot of people in America and people in Canada. I feel like the audience we get is predominantly more that than it is like English, because English people at this time are probably in bed. I don't know how many English people are staying up to watch NXT. If you think that in the whole of America only 600,000 is it will stay up and watch it. So I don't know how many people in the UK are doing that. So I do tend to use the soccer word quite a bit. Kick to the side of the head by Kayden. Harley said, Days, Dominic Mysterio should have ended Asuka's winning streak. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think there's any arguing that. I'm surprised that he's not WWE champion. Kayden going over to the corner. Is this another long match? What's going on? Feels long. EO comes crashing down onto Mandy. Gigi Dolan. Working on the arm of Kayden. 1, 2, 3. Toxic Attraction of 1. Well done to them. Toxic Attraction of 1. Maybe Ronda Rousey returns and beats up both Becky and Charlotte. That, Jim, would be insane. You need to work for WWE Creative. That is a brilliant idea. That's a great way out of it. Right, if neither of you are happy with winning, you're both going to lose. Here's Ronda Rousey. I like that. Gigi gets the pin, says to boy. Right, we are moving on. We are moving on with our lives. So, roll up by Gigi Dolan. Toxic Attraction wins. Cringe Attraction win, says Brony. Primo said, what do you think of Doudrop's heel turn? I don't want to get too invested because I feel like she's got a chance of being released. I find her heel turn a bit perplexing, to be honest, because she does kind of come across like the ultimate babyface. But then I'm interested to see how does she do as a heel, so who knows, she might be great as a heel. Here's Pete Dunne. You weren't the baddest. You're not the baddest man in NXT, but you might be the baddest man on Twitter. Bout it, bout it. Trick and Mello about it, bout it. How about the part where I break your fingers tonight? How about the part where I break your fingers tonight? We've still got time. Why are they still there? All right, is this Kaylee Ray? Kaylee Ray making her way out. Right, this is Kaylee Ray. We're done with that 8-woman tag. 8-woman tag's finished. Forget that. Kaylee Ray versus Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Slow it down. Bout it. What's up, Pete Dunn? Big Time Baxter says, Days, do you not feel like you're wasting time watching NXT, investing in all these characters, only for Vince to take them, change them, and release them? No, to be honest, no, because I think since things have changed, I'm a bit more confident that when they get called up, they'll keep them the same. Like, the reports are that this has gone back to being developmental, not a third brand. So I think, like, maybe before, it was seen as a little bit of a third brand. So it's kind of like you would take them from NXT and you're like, well, I don't like that. I'm going to change it now. Whereas now it's developmental again. And so as a result, I think you can get invested in these characters a little bit happier that they're not going to get changed. Because I think Vince is more involved in NXT now. And I think they've let go a lot of the people they don't see the future potential in. So I think the people that are around now are people that Vince likes. I think that the gimmicks we're seeing now are gimmicks that maybe even Vince has signed off on. And I'm thinking that when they get called up, we'll see them, you know, kind of be kept as they are rather than change. So, I don't know. Could just be naive. Could just be wishful thinking on my part. But I think the days of ripping up people's characters are hopefully behind us. That's surely one of the things that they look to change from when they went to NXT 2.0. Toxic Attraction are still there because they're awesome, says Joseph. And that said, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, sorry. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, sorry. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money, I got your, hey, sorry. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, maybe that's my extra long version. I just feel like it's been a while since I did it, so I thought, let's go for it. Let's unlock level 2. Victor said, Days, I don't have a favourite 2018 pay-per-view because I didn't like all of them. Also, new creative pay-per-views were creative. Do you have a favourite or worse of 2018? Oh, flip. Favourite or worst pay-per-view from 2018? Let's have a look. Pay-per-view 2018. I can't flipping remember what was happening in 2018. I can't remember what happened last week. 2018. I can tell you, Bleacher Report say the best pay-per-view, and this might make sense, was Evolution. The all-women's pay-per-view, which I do remember being very good, actually. The worst was Crown Jewel. Second best was Hell in a Cell. But they've got Evolution. I'd go with that. I'd definitely like to see another one of them. I'd definitely like to see another one. So, yeah, Evolution. Which was kind of like a glorified house show, wasn't it, you know? Days can't even remember who Toxic Attraction is facing. That's true. What's your thoughts on Glazers and Ed Woodward? Well, I don't like the fact they had to put us in debt to buy the club. I hate that. It is something that happens in business, but I still hate it. Woodward, I think, has been pretty clueless, so I'm glad that he's going. But they have spent money. I will say that. They have spent money. But the Super League thing was atrocious, so... Yeah, I think you'll struggle to find any United fans that are going to sing their praises, but can't really deny that they've spent money. They've definitely backed Ollie. And I think they've spent like over $1 billion or something on transfers. So, yeah, I'd rather we didn't have them. And I certainly don't want the club in debt like it is. What's the difference between a teacher and a train? One says, spit out your gum. The other says, chew, chew, chew. Real said, I'm tired of vignettes. I like vignettes. If they're good. If they're funny. If they're entertaining. And these MSK ones just don't really do it for me. Right, we're underway with Kaylee Ray and Saray. Let's see how this goes. Britain's got talent for days, says Adil. Edward said, Days, if you're from Birmingham, how come you don't sound like Pete Dunne? I'm not from Birmingham. I'm from Sturbridge. So actually, I've got a slightly different accent, which is like a black country accent. But I have also lived all over the country in like the past 15 years or so. I mean, I've lived in Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Ipswich, Milton Keynes, Southampton. I've lived in all of those places, not visited or worked there for a little while. I've actively lived in those places. So I'm not really Birmingham. I mean, Pete Dunne, I'd imagine, is born and raised in Birmingham and he's got a Birmingham accent. Whereas I was born and raised in Stourbridge and then have lived in a few other places. Kaylee Ray with some big strikes and Saray was down, getting back up to her feet. Minty Eyes says, does anyone remember SCU? Absolutely. They were the first tag team champs. Me neither. Oh, no, I remember them. I remember SCU. They were around for a while. It was 3 of them, actually, SCU, because wasn't Cutler in there as well? Cutler, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. Back elbow. Where is Kazarian, actually? That's an interesting point. Back elbow by Saray. Kick to the midsection by Kaylee Ray. DDT spikes Saray. 1, 2, shoulder up by Saray. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I don't think the person was mad because people in the chat said AEW sucks. So I easily said, don't watch then. There's so much more to watch than person got mad. Don't worry about it. Did he mistake Christopher Daniels for Brandon Cutler? Oh, I did. Yeah, you're right. I did. It was Christopher Daniels. You're right. Where's Brandon Cutler come from? Do you know, all this time I thought that he'd been in SCU. You're absolutely right. I did mistake them too. Shows how much I care about them as well. Nice single leg Boston Crab by Saray. It's good stuff here. Good stuff. Look at that. Ugh, look at that. She's proper bent her over as well. Proper bent her over. Do you know Modi? Is that the Indian Prime Minister? Is that right? Kick coming in by Saray. Michael, shout out to you. Have you heard of Gary? No. Kick out by Saray. I can doubt that Days love soccer more than wrestling. Well, that's not true. I like if wrestling is good, then wrestling is right up there. Of course it is. I started a channel on wrestling. I didn't start a channel on football, did I? Against the ropes goes Shirai. Oh, went for a drop kick through the ropes. Knee to the side of the head, and Shirai spills to the outside. Brony said, wrestling's hard to like at the moment, Austin. I don't blame him. Clay said, Days, acknowledge me. I am ready for Thanksgiving. I am going to bed. Good night. See you soon. Fabian said, until now. Oh, what's happened? Was I right? Modi is definitely what I think the Indian Prime Minister is called. I think that's his name. I don't know his first name. Kaylee Ray has won. Kaylee Ray has beaten Shirai. Days, I'm not happy until I see Cora Jade, says Johnny. Edward said, he is in Forrest Gump. He's the guy in the wheelchair. You can Google him. Okay. Here's Joe Gacy. Every one of us has to go through changes. Okay. When I look at Haaland, I see the shame that he carries. Haaland, I know you're out there. Wherever you are, reach out. Touch your hand to mine. Tonight, I'm doing this for us. Thank you for your time. So it's Joe Gacy versus Boa. Coming up next. Joe Gacy versus Boa. Do you reckon they've stopped the stroking of the face thing? Tribute to the troops. See, I do have it here right now, but I think this is part of NXT. I don't think this is an advert being run on BT Sport. This Sunday on Fox. Days, can you Google Gary? My mum was talking about him, and he was telling me he was in Forrest Gump. No. Because it doesn't make any sense for me to do that, does it? It doesn't make any sense for me to do that. Why am I going to Google the guy in the wheelchair out of the film Forrest Gump? What has that got to do with anything right now? That is the most... You might get the award for the most random request ever. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Austin said, Days, I said that because you keep getting people's names and matches mixed up. I don't think you're doing that with football. I mean, that's a good point, actually. I mean, in fairness, I'm not doing that with football. I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake fan. Guys, I've got a confession. I've never actually watched wrestling ever. I'm a fake fan. I just guess everything. I just read what people put on Twitter, and I just guess. Matthew said, WWE Network tribute to the troops Sunday night or Monday morning. Is it on the network? I don't think it's on the network. I think it's on Fox. Real said, the randomness of being random. It's award season. Are you doing AEW Full Gear? Yes. Edward said, how can you drink that, Lucozade? Take the top off. And then I go, And then I put it back down. This has been my WikiHow to drink Lucozade. I hope that helps you on your journey throughout life. So shout out to you, Edward. Shout out to you. James Chadwick said, it's been a lie. It's been a lie all along. I know. It's a shame that I've been carrying. It's been a weight on my shoulders. So, you know, it is. It feels better now. Feels better. Days, what are your thoughts on Ralph Rangnick to Manchester United? Well, he's got a good pedigree. And if it is time for Ollie to go, that's not someone that I would mind coming in. He is like a really good tactician. And I think that if we part ways with Ollie, I don't think any of us want to go down the road of another United legend. I want Ten Hag, to be honest. If Ollie goes, and again, if he goes, he goes. I want Ten Hag. And I think that Ten Hag's not available till the end of the season. So this could be part of that plan. It could be that United have looked at it and gone, we want Brendan Rodgers or we want Ten Hag. They might have, who knows, they might have spoke to these people. They might have spoke to Brendan Rodgers, they might have spoke to Ten Hag, and they might have got the same answer. Brendan Rodgers saying, I ain't going to leave Leicester in the middle of a season, forget it. And Ten Hag saying, I ain't going to leave Ajax. So United might be looking at it going, well, let's give the season to Ollie then. You know, tell him he's in Laugh Chance Saloon, see if he turns it around. If he doesn't, he's gone, and we get Ten Hag, or we get Brendan Rodgers. I don't know if that... Is he available, that Rangnick? Is he available now? I don't actually know what club he's at the moment. But I had seen those rumours. Days Fox ain't showing tribute to the troops because I went to the channel and it's not there. They just said it is, though. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we literally just had the advert and it said Fox. Fox, oh, I read that one. Days is the real Discovery Channel. Days, I dare you to wear a Volta shirt and not be a real wrestling fan. Dude, I'm just doing this to try and fool people. I'm just doing this to try and lull everyone into a false impression of me. UK tour this past weekend. Bron Breakker. He said, this is the greatest time of my life. Raw and SmackDown stars have been giving me tips. Is it? So we're just seeing him on that tour. I mean, that is a big deal for him, isn't it? They clearly see loads in him to have him on that tour. Bron Breakker said, I'm getting my PhD. Boa's got, like, face paint on now. Here's Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's like, okay, here we go. Yeah, so Boa's got, like, face paint on now. Is he just going to lose this match now? Who's going to lose this match? I kind of feel like both of them need to win. Tonight we've got Pete Dunne versus Carmelo Hayes. Does Bron Breakker wear hand-me-down tights? Yeah, it's quite tight in the Steiner household. Did I miss something? I don't think so. We were just watching Bron Breakker and some clips of him on that UK tour. Boa with a couple of drop kicks in control against Gacy. Come on, WWE, come to Salt Lake City. Pete Dunne versus Melo tonight, says Robin. Boa looks silly, says Austin. Bron Breakker is going places. Right, we are underway with this match. We're 40 minutes into the show tonight. Sonny said I might try and buy a Timmy's and put that in the video. Oh. Boa looks silly with the face paint, says Brony. Boa Chance, says Liv and Zelina Stan. Alex says, another new feature that's coming to Supercard Season 8 is that all the champions at any given time will now be holding their respective titles in the game. Well, I don't know if it's got as much to do with Boa or as much to do with Gacy. I would imagine that it's Gacy that people don't like. I mean, we'll know when he faces someone different. Kick to the midsection by Boa. Knee strikes coming in by Boa. Against the ropes goes Gacy. Another big knee strike by Boa. Nice suplex by Boa. I can hear dueling chants. I could hear Boa ones very loud. There are some cheering for Gacy. Big kick by Boa. Boa. Oh, what the flip. What's happening now? Lights are flashing. What's happening? The lights are flashing and there's music going. Oh, brilliant. So he gets DQ'd. Wow, that is scary, guys. That is scary. That is scary. Whenever that music goes like that and the lights go, he gets DQ'd. Wow. Wow. We did it, Haaland. We did it. We got beaten up. We did it, Haaland. We did it. We got absolutely battered. Right, we've got the Jacket Duo or whatever they're called. The Jacket Kids. The Jacket Boys. And we're seeing the interview being projected into the Diamond Mine training facility. Look at these Milli Vanillas. I like Michael Bivins. Bivins can promo, can't he? He said Roderick Strong was beating up Odyssey Jones like he owned him money, and knowing Odyssey, he probably does. Ivy Niall's cool. I like Ivy Niall. I'm down for this next match. NXT 2.0. Buy our merch, please. NXT shop. It's like that. And that's the way it is. Check this out. Check this out. Diamond Mine is the best thing on NXT 2.0. Can you Google Gary at halftime scores? No, nothing will ever make me Google Gary. Ever. Days. How could you give Raw 5.5? Dom getting destroyed should at least have brought it to a soft 6. It's one of the only good parts of the show. But I must admit, that went on a while, and I feared that it was going to be a case that they were going to reverse and have Dominic win. So I was watching it concerned, but you are right. I mean, the result was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Days, am I allowed to ask you questions? Yes. Austin said, what about Gary from SpongeBob? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. We'll do that right now. Austin, anything for you, mate? Gary from SpongeBob. Here we go, guys. Here's Gary. Gary from SpongeBob. It's no problem this for you, Austin. No problem at all, buds. Let me find it. God, why does it always save in different places? It's honestly. There you go, mate. This is for Austin. Look at that. Right there. There's Gary. It's not a problem. I love searching for things on Google, so it's really not a problem. Austin, there you go, mate. That's Gary right there. Maybe my favourite Gary of all the Garys. There we go. Boom. Yes, Gary. Come on. Mixed Partial Farts says, how's your health? How's my health? My health's all right. I just need to make sure that I'm not having loads of fatty foods and things, because I spend a lot of time sitting down. So I'm just painfully aware that I need to just make sure I'm eating right, eating healthy, trying to exercise, all that stuff. Yes, Gary, come on. Thank you, Days. I appreciate you as well. Airflow Game said, can you search Mr. Krabs? Yeah! No worries, man. Yeah, that's not a problem. And give me a second, Mr. Krabs. Oh, Mr. Krabs. Funny, isn't he? He loves money, doesn't he, eh, Mr. Krabs? He loves money. Here we go. Let's get Mr. Krabs up. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. No worries, man. No worries. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favourite things to do. We ain't doing anything, are we? So we might as well go. There's Mr. Krabs. Look. Look, he's found some money. He loves money, he does. He loves it. Oh, Mr. Krabs. Funny. Yeah, it's good. It's good bants, man. It's good. Right, look, we've got Solo Sikoa. Mr. Krabs. Can you search up Lily? Yes! Alexa Bliss Gamer. You know that I'll do that for you, mate. Here we go, Lily. Lily. WWE. Here's a good one, actually. Here's a good one. LA Knight is here. LA Knight is talking to Solo Sikoa. Settle this tonight. Three men walk in. One man walks out. I had my picture taken. Sticker. Ah, she's got a broken arm. Do you know what? I've only just noticed this. Hasn't Alexa got... Isn't she like double jointed or something in her arm? Isn't it on that arm? Was that... Do you get that from an arm break, or is that just something you're born with? Because that's kind of fun, isn't it? Of all the things to have, like, we know that she can, like, do mental stuff with her arm. Never noticed that before. Yeah, that's actually one from Raw when they did those old pictures. It's cool, isn't it? Mate, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. I thought I'd find one that was a bit interesting. She's double jointed. Yeah, I don't know. How do you get that? I don't know. Can you only be born with that? I am not, so I don't know how you do it. What are these? Jacket boys? Jacket men? Jackets? Jackets are us? Jackets are us. There we go. On the show. Creed brothers. I like these two. Shame Vince hates tag team wrestling, but... Guns don't kill people. Arn Anderson do. He's Arn Anderson and he's gonna kill you. There he is, look. Google lag. What's the lag? I got a little green light. We're back. Well, there we go. Look, there he is. Glock Anderson. Right. Jacket time. Nah, whatever. Every time I hear someone say Gary, it reminds me of that Only Fools and Horses episode. I can't remember that one. I remember an Alan Partridge one. What was he shouting? I can't remember. Was it Alan Partridge? And he just kept shouting it in a car park. Can you search Mr. Bean? We will in a sec, dude. We will in a sec. Let's get to the next commercial break. I love searching stuff. It's never a problem. Here we go. We've got front face. Oh, lovely suplex there by Creed 1. Days, you should Google Patrick. Guys, we could be Googling stuff all night long. Let's focus on this for now. You should Google Grimm's Toy Show, says Matthew. What's your favourite type of milk? Well, I used to have, like, full fat, to be honest. I think, would that be the blue cap? I'm not sure. Used to just have, like, full. But, again, trying to be healthy, so I think we have, like, semi-skimmed or something now. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really have milk that much. KUSHIDA crashing into the Creed brothers. They crash to the outside. Right. Mr. Bean. Bean. Mr. Bean. Classic Bean. Bean's awesome, isn't he? Isn't Bean awesome? I don't know if this was massive in America, but it was huge here when it was on in the 90s. Look at his face. He is the best, isn't he? Bean. Dave, search 2 girls, 1 cup. Okay. Oh my god, I don't know if I can show this. This is where it might have gone too far. Here we go. Oh my god, 2 girls, 1 cup of Coca-Cola. 2 girls, 1 cup. 2 girls, 1 cup. 2 girls, 1 cup. Yeah, that's pretty out there. It's a little bit sexy, that one. I can see why you wanted it, Mouldy, but there you go, mate. Saveur l'instant. Coca-Cola, sponsors of Euro 2016. What was the other one? Patrick. Here he is. Here's the ledge. Here's the ledge, mates. Please don't. Please don't. Listen, it's gone now. It's gone now. There you go, Sonny. There, that's for Sonny. Patrick. What a weird stream this is. Have you ever searched for wrestling days? I did once, just to see if there was anything that was there. And there was. In fact, there's quite a bit. Shall I show you the first thing that isn't me? Oh my god, there's quite a bit actually. That's cool. This is the first image that isn't me. If you search for wrestling days and go to Google Images, this dude pops up. I have no idea why. In all fairness, though, if you put a beanie on him. Guys, I am a Rutland Rumble winner. That is something that I've not spoke about before, but I did win the Rutland Rumble, and I'm very proud of it as well. A lot of people want to know what I look like without a beanie, and this is it right here. That was me when I was in Big West Wrestling, and yeah, I'd say that was probably my proudest achievement, was winning the Rutland Rumble. So, nice. Right, we've got one of the Creed brothers on the outside. We've got KUSHIDA on the outside. We are 3 minutes away from the half-time scores. You should search for your dong and arse. Bonkers. Can you search for your brain? Blazed. Burn. Gut wrench. He's got him up in the air. Power bomb. 2, 3. Icky Manjiro. Icky Manjiro has been beaten up. Creed brothers win. Hello, is this Dazed? No, it's Patrick. Oh, what's this? There's Odyssey. Odyssey Jones has come down. He's taken on the Creed brothers. Well, this is probably going to lead to a 8-man tag, isn't it? Odyssey. Odyssey. Odyssey's great, though, isn't he? I love Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones is cool. Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones looks awesome. Oh, great. More Toxic Attraction. We're going to be holding these for a very long time. Toxic Attraction is the attraction. No one is next. No one is worthy. I'll deal with you later. Keep my title warm for me. I'll deal with you later. Keep my title warm for me. Right, she's riding into NXT on a bike. Raquel Gonzalez. She's obviously going to want to deal with Dakota. Right, Raquel Gonzalez. Oh. Dakota Kai! I've got one thing on my mind. Dakota Kai! Alright, well, she's called her out. Scream? Is this new entrance music for Dakota? Raquel! It felt so good to hit you with that shovel. Oh, now she's been beaten up. Oh, my God. Oh, it's just carnage. Cora Jade is trying to get at Dakota Kai. Okay. You want a piece of her too, but she's mine first. Cora Jade says okay. Okay. Chase University. Welcome to Chase University. Twitchy McGee is here. What is wrong with it? I don't know. Don't know. Mental toughness. What are we learning? Andre Chase University breeds winners. Visualize your success, people. Days, why won't you Google who I asked for? I don't like to Google things, Edward. You know this about me. I don't like to do it. I like to watch the show we're watching and not get too distracted. So, you know, don't take it personally. Okay. You don't deserve to be in here. He's kicking out one of the pupils. Thank you for your diligence. Any further questions? No questions. I think I'm losing the will to live. Cameron Grimes. Cameron, look, a screwdriver. That's fun, isn't it? Big Boy Dally says, press here for a free member milestone chat. It's not working. It's not. No. Doesn't work for me. Okay, but you was Googling for other people. I don't think I was. I'm very focused on the show. Why do you have a screwdriver? That's a really good question, you know. Why do I have a screwdriver? Do you want to see the things I've got round by me? I've got a pen. I have a penny. That is an English penny, by the way. There you go. And then on the back, of course, there she is. We love you. We love you, the Queen. I've got some throat sweets. I've got a WWE pencil. I've got a rubber that was on the end of that pencil. I've got some caffeine pills. Don't worry, they're not drugs. It's literally just caffeine pills. I've got another pen. I've got this piece of paper. I've got this Roman Reigns armband. I've got Deep Heat. AJ Styles cards. Watch Dogs. A knife. Some dog poo bags from when I walk here. Screwdriver. This empty thing, which I think had a badge in it, and I was playing with that badge, and I don't know where the badge has gone. I did have a badge. Lost the badge. Universal Championship cards. Some kind of SD card. Don't know what's on there. It's probably naughty pictures. Then we've got some more of these. My wallet. A camera. Some scissors. Some tape. Some blue tack. A tin. More pills. What are these actually? Ibuprofen. I must have been in pain. UFC notes. An empty box for clean screener. Clean screener. Screen cleaner. A stand for a mobile phone. And a mobile phone. Sort of like that. Cards. More Pro Plus. Laptop. Anton Cockroach Killer. A diffuser. That you like put them in and then you've got like nice smells around. Empty water bottle. A kind of empty water bottle, but it's not quite empty. I left that bit for I don't know why. A coaster that says "We want the smoke." Can of Tenzin. Another can of Tenzin. I have no idea. When was that out of date? A can of Coke that expired back in June. 30th of June. How about that? How about that? I mean, I could keep going. I could just keep going. But we've actually gone through a whole commercial break. A whole commercial break just showing things that are here. I'm not a very tidy person. So, yeah. I'm constantly surrounded. I mean, like, I do not need any of this stuff, to be honest. But anyway. We should have done halftime scores. That commercial break where I've shown you all the stuff that's around me, that we were meant to do halftime scores. So that's brilliant. That's gone very well. Right, here are the grizzled young veterans. Daisy, is there a cuddly toy? I don't think... I mean, there should be. Bane. Hello. Bane. There we go. So we got that. I mean, literally just next to the sofa. So. I mean, there's more. We could do another commercial break, but... can you show us the camera that you're recording with? That would be tricky. That would be tricky. It's, if you... Well, I can share. Do you know what? I can find a picture. Because I love looking for pictures. It's not a problem. To the moon. Logitech camera. Yeah, this isn't a problem, honestly. I can show you this. Rufeng is back again. Yay! I want to see him in a tag team with Plumeng. Rufeng, Plumeng, tiling, plastering, decorating. Cameron Grimes versus Roofing. To the moon. Clearly, I'm not missing out on NXT if Daze now has to entertain us with his hoarding ways. Hey all, as usual, chaos I see. Yeah, it's been pretty awful. It's been pretty awful, Jennifer. I hope you are well. Guess what I found? A second screwdriver. Woo! Second screwdriver. Not only do I have one screwdriver around by me, I've got two. Gonna put up a picture. Gonna put up a TV. I could do anything. Anything with these. What have I got them? I don't know. Right. Roofing is down. Yeah, that's the camera I'm recording with, by the way. That's what I am seeing you through. Whenever I talk to someone, I'm talking to that lens right there. The moon comes crashing down on him. Days, you're due to do a car boot. Do you know what? My parents did one last year, and they were like, is there anything you want us to sell? But I can't bring myself to give them off all to like a car boot. Because these things have got value. Like, that's got to be worth at least £100. And what? There's still some water in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I paid like, I don't know, like 50p for this. There's about 5p left in there. So, do you know what I mean? I just don't think I'm going to get my money's worth if I sell them at a car boot. I mean, these cans of Tenzing are still absolutely fine. You could get full price for these. Here's Duke Hudson. Don't even get me started on the screwdrivers. I mean, wonderful quality. Wonderful. Right, Duke Hudson's here. You played with my cards, my chips. What? What's happening? What's happening? Somehow you won. Was it luck? Or did you do me? Did he say, is it dumb luck, or did you... What? Cameron Grimes beat Duke. He sounds like Brother Love, doesn't he, at times? It was so much fun. I love you. It's never going to happen again, guys. I'll be back later. No worries. Who on earth is Roofing? Cameron Grimes. It's been called a hick before. Just because I'm a little bit hairy. I feel you, Cameron Grimes. Well, that was a win for Cameron Grimes. To the moon! To the moon! I've got to try and tidy this up now. I might like to play dumb sometimes. But I play you. Oh, please end. What shirt are you wearing? I'm wearing one that says Volta. There we go. No one out-hustles Duke Hudson. He's not letting this go. You don't know what losing to someone like you does to someone like me. Here's what's going to happen. Here we go. Next week. In this ring. Yeah. In front of all these people. Duke Hudson. Cameron Grimes. Poker showdown. Poker show. It's happening, guys. It's happening. Oh my God, it's happening. Poker showdown. Wow. Poker showdown. I'm scared. It clearly says Volta, not Volta. It says Volta. It clearly says Volta, not Volta. What? I thought his shirt said waiter. Waiter! Imagine if that was his gimmick. Is this even a wrestling show anymore? No. No, it's Poker Showdown time, Moldy. It's Poker Showdown time. Do you remember the Tootsie Roll sucker commercial? I don't believe we had that here in the UK. And there's the badge! There's the badge I was missing! Look at me tidying up. Have you got... Do you have the white sheep's mask? Yes. I have a cardboard one. Not, it's just over there. Not like the proper one. The badge has been found. That is breaking news. Tahil said, man, this new NXT is getting lame. Bless me. Do you remember the Tootsie Roll dance? We didn't have it. Tootsie Rolls aren't a thing here. This is the most cleaning Days has done in 8 years. Yes, so that is true. I can't even tell what the stream is anymore. I don't think Days is enjoying this episode. Days has never been this bored in his life. What Days has done is he's made a mess, cleaned it back up again as a way to try and get through this show. This show is pretty freaking awful, in my opinion. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on with wrestling. Last week, wrestling was pretty awful. Like, Rampage was easily the best show of the week. And I would say this week has started off exactly the same. Like, Raw last night was not a good show, or at least I didn't think so. And this NXT is just really giving me nothing significant. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're arguing about having played poker. Do you know what I mean? Is it true you guys call Frosted Flakes Frosties over there? Yeah, we do have Frosties. They're great. Do you know them as Frosted Flakes, do you? I'll get the picture. Don't worry, I'll get the picture. I'll get the picture, mate. Frosties. Do you really call them Frosty Flakes, do you? I've only ever known them as Frosties. They're great. With Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger. Frosties. There's Tony, look. They're great. So it is true, and that has now been confirmed. That is breaking news. Is your car boot sale a yard sale or garage sale or estate sale? Sort of. What you do is you go to a... I'm not lying now. I know it might sound like I'm lying. You go to a field, right? All these cars, and the car will be full of stuff. And you go to a field, and what you do is, you know, there'll be like, you know, a painting and decorating table. Where, like, you know, you'd put the paper out and you would put the paste on the back. People will take those, put them outside the back of their car, and put all the stuff they want to sell onto it. And then literally, honestly, like hundreds of cars go to the same field. And it's normally a Sunday morning, maybe a Saturday and Sunday. And then you just walk up and down and have a look at the tables and see if it's anything you want to buy. And a lot of stuff's like 50p, 70p, £1, couple of pounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're talking them kind of price. If there was something big, you might get to like £10. But it's all that kind of really low, second-hand, cheap. It was basically eBay before eBay existed. I'm not even lying. In the 90s, we used to go, like, every couple of weeks, we would go to a car boot. And it's where I used to get wrestling videos from. I mean, you got to remember, when I was a kid, there was no internet. So I used to go to car boots and literally just hunt WWE. That's all I would do. Just look for WW. Well, it was WWF then, but I remember I bought some Brawling Buddies. I used to get wrestling figures from there. I used to get videotapes. Bought a clock. Just got loads of different things. WWE. But yeah, I mean, like, videotapes, used to be able to get loads of those. Now, I should imagine it's probably a lot of DVDs and CDs. Probably loads of DVDs and CDs you could get from car boots. Old magazines, old books. You know, the kind of stuff you get from eBay. You ain't going to get, like, brand new items. But yeah, I suppose, in a way, it's like a flea market. It's a yard sale, but yeah. I don't know if you have them in America or not. They're very popular over here. Even now to this day, even though we've got eBay, people still do car boots. I don't really do them that much anymore, to be honest. In fact, I've probably done one in the last like 15 years or something that I've been to. I just got on eBay now. eBay and Amazon. I mean, the world has changed. We need to acknowledge that. Right, we've got Waller. Waller versus LA Knight. Pete Dunne versus Carmelo Hayes. That is coming up tonight. I thought car boots was UK running around putting car boots on cars. Car boots are rummage sales. I'm trying to find a picture of a car boot for you. Sikoa is up on the turnbuckle. So, Sikoa, we've got Waller and LA Knight arguing. This is a weird picture of a car boot, but that is kind of gives you an idea of the size. You can see like all these cars in a field, and each one of these cars would have a table in front of it. And you would literally just go up and down the rows. You would just work your way. Like, it would take you a good, like, hour and a half, 2 hours to, like, work your way. It depends on how much you see. And you can see it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's just out in a field. But, yeah, that's what a car boot would look like from the air. It's not the sharpest image, but it gives you an idea. And the kind of thing they have at car boots. Sikoa is getting pumped up here. There you go. That's kind of like what one would look like if you went to a stall. You can see like the table, soft toys, old toys, water barrels, hanging baskets. There'd probably be some DVDs, videos, CDs, a box of books on the floor, and all of that was just in the back of the car. And then next to that, either side will be another 2 tables, and it'll be like full rows of that. So yeah, that we don't really have like. Well, I suppose you might find a flea market, but this is what we have rather than really flea markets. And we don't have yard sales. Car boots is what we do. To the outside goes Waller. Nicole said, I can see Barney. Yeah. Splash by Solo Sikoa. Lands on LA Knight. 2, 3. And Solo Sikoa wins. It's like a flea market, but with cars. I think the thing with a flea market's always there, though, isn't it? Whereas, like, with the car boot, it's not always there. It might be there on, like, a Sunday, and then rest of the week it's a field. That would be the heck of a place to set up a lemonade stand. Yes. Yeah, there are people that go and sell food and drinks there, yeah. Days, I'm watching NXT 2.0. Shout out to you, Legend Killer. Shout out to you, my friend. Are the cars for sale? Sadly not. It tends to be like smaller stuff, but you can get like big lorries that take furniture as well. Like big trucks that take furniture. But you don't see that so much. It tends to be people just selling bits they don't want anymore, like personally from their homes. Right, we've got Indi and we've got Persia. Just like I touch my sexy Dexy. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony D'Angelo. When I'm done pummeling your husband... He's bought a fish for her? Well, I mean, that's a nice little present, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that, a fish live. Here's Elektra Lopez. She said, Exion Quinn, I hope you're watching. Exion Quinn, I hope you're watching. William said, here we go. Let's offend Italians. Days, you need to Google search Grimm, South Park, and Basil Brush. Oh, that's a lot to Google. It's your girl, Fickle Days, says to Boy. She's not my girl. She was never really my girl. I mean, we used to joke about it, but it was just for fun. Do you know what I mean? Just to kill a bit of time. Heather said, Dave has got car boot videos on his channel. That's true, actually. He does. You're right. He does. He does have car boots. That's good. You can actually go around and look at a car boot. Exion is taking your woman. I don't want her anymore. I left her. Don't get that twisted. I made the first. I was like, this isn't working for me. And I've left. And she was so upset, she ran off and married another man. I don't want to talk about it too much. You know, it is what it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I definitely made the first move. Yeah. Just saying. Are you streaming tribute to the troops? I don't know if I can watch it. Come on, Days. It said Zion, not Exion. Says, oh, really? Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Liv and Zelina Stan. Zion. That makes more sense. Elektra Lopez is going to win. Days, I watched NXT TakeOver War Games, and I did see the 2020, and I didn't like it because of the small arena and logo was a tank instead of a lighthouse. It's NXT War Games, your favorite pay-per-view? No. I'm not a fan of War Games, to be honest. I like how William Regal says it, but I have a few issues with War Games. I don't like the fact that everyone has to be in the ring before the match starts, because it doesn't really give you much of an advantage. Like, you watch for ages as one by one it would be like watching a mini Royal Rumble, but no one can win or lose until everyone is in. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are getting eliminated in the Royal Rumble. Like, shouldn't it be like elimination or something? Because people get eliminated from the Royal Rumble before everyone is in. And the problem with War Games is that you have to sit there, watch all these people come out the pods one by one, and it's not until everyone's in the ring the match starts. And at some point during the match, you will have one team lined up the one side, the other team lined up the other, and as soon as you get to that point, you're just like, well, why didn't they start the match here? Like, literally everything up until this point has been a waste of time. So I just feel like I'm wasting my time when I watch War Games. And it's just a spot fest as well. I'm not a fan of spots. I don't mind the odd thing to, help a match, but it's just... I mean, didn't EO put a trash can on herself and jump off? I don't know. So, no, it's actually one of my worst. How come you enjoy Blood and Guts, not War Games? I enjoy Blood and Guts a little bit more because I actually thought that went a bit further and it wasn't full of spots. There wasn't as much in there that was... I can't remember. First of all, could that end at any time? I can't remember. Because if it was a case that everyone has to be in the ring first, then I would have the same criticism, right? This isn't one rule for one and a different rule for another. But what I would say was that it was booked really well. It felt a bit more brutal. I think there was blood. It didn't feel like there was loads of silly moments. I think the fact it had it had a roof on it as well, I preferred, because there wasn't like people climbing up and jumping off the top. I'm so over that. So it just kept everyone in the ring, kept them focused, kept them largely grounded, and I did enjoy Blood and Guts. Until they exited, climbed up, and then we got the stupid ending with Jericho being pushed off that we were all meant to, think was horrific when he landed on a crash pad. Like, that I don't want to say it ruined it, but I can't talk about how great Blood and Guts was without talking about how rubbish the ending was. So, for me, Blood and Guts, I think, did the bulk of the match better. And then, just like a lot of things with AEW, they go too far and ruin it at the end. With AEW, the exploding barbed wire match was better than what I thought it was going to be. And then the ending happened. And the same with this, Blood and Guts was better than I thought it was going to be. It did a really good job. And then the ending happened. Right, we have got Elektra Lopez. It is what it is, Elektra Lopez. She's all right. She's pretty good. She's pretty green, but she'll get there. I think they've got a good superstar there. Elektra Lopez versus... I didn't catch this person's name. Harley Quinn. Who's your favourite NXT champ? Mine is Adam Cole. Might go Finn Balor the first time. First time that we had Finn Balor was really, really cool. Because obviously it was the first time we were being introduced in WWE to the Demon, which was really, really cool. And I just thought he was a great champion. He won it from Samoa Joe. No, he won it from Kevin Owens, sorry. And so, I mean, that match was brilliant over in Beast in the East. And, you know, he had some great matches in that first run. Adam Cole, I thought, was very good as well. But I think I just preferred NXT when Balor was champion the first time. Right, Elektra Lopez has won. Short work. Well done to her. Right, she's got the microphone. What La Madrina wants, La Madrina gets. And what she wants now is Zion Quinn. What she wants now is Zion Quinn. Where's Santos Escobar? Right, Zion Quinn making his way down. Come on, Zion Quinn. Ciampa is the best ever, in my opinion, says Robin. Right, Zion Quinn is in the ring. You turned a lot of heads, especially mine. He was very impressive. So what do you say? How would you like to join Legado del Fantasma? Oh, I didn't expect this. Elektra. You really are amazing. But I can't get down with Legado. No one says no to Legado. Double clothesline. So, Wild and... wait, I don't know where Santos Escobar's gone. Right, well... Elektra. Well, this is all hot and steamy, isn't it? I'm not interested anymore. Sam Hugs, pretty eyes. Zion is huge. Well, someone just shouted, what are you going to do? Get your ass whooped again. Whacking Wild and Raul Mendoza got back into the ring, and someone shouted, what are you going to do? Get your ass whooped again. No, true. The fire. Jealous day. I'm not jealous. Living Zillions, I'm not jealous. I think you're misunderstanding me, mate. I think I'm just being misunderstood at the moment. I parted ways with Elektra Lopez. It just wasn't working out, and I've said this, and no one's listening. Do you agree NXT has been great ever since the move? I've personally been enjoying it. I was into it up until about last week. War Games on December 5th. I was up to it till like last week. I thought it was quite interesting. We'd seen some new people. I like Ivy Niall. I like the Creed brothers. Last week's show felt really flat to me. This week's show might be even worse. So, past couple of weeks, I've just been a bit off with it. But overall, I don't mind it. We are being introduced to some interesting new performers. I do think their vignettes need to be more entertaining, though. We do keep going to vignettes, and they're just... I don't know. They ain't doing it for me. Here's Pete Dunne. War Games. War Games. Right. Peter. Pete on his way down. We got Peter Dunne. Pete Dunne. Peter. Versus Carmelo Hayes. Here we go. Orange done. Main event time. What made you think about doing Fortnite unboxings? I think it was my cousin, actually. My cousin was talking to me about it and talking to me about how much he enjoyed it. And as a result, we were buying him figures, or we were looking into getting him figures because he was really into it. I looked at them, I was like, this is really cool. Like, I genuinely liked the look of the new... It was a new line that was coming out. It was new figures. And I was looking, and there was, like, loads of guns, loads of weapons. Like, you got loads of different things. Each character had an interesting look, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I could get into this. I hadn't played the game, but my cousin was really into it. And I was like, around that time, I was, like, thinking, maybe I could do something with Fortnite. Like... I've said before, I get really drawn into the hype. I've said this before. If there's hype around something, I'm right there. And there was a load of hype around Fortnite. It's kind of settled down now. But around that time, there's a lot of hype around it. And the figures were just coming out. And it was really my cousin. And it was the fact my cousin, we were going to get the figures for him. So I started looking into them. I thought they looked cool. I was into the fact that they were going to come out and everyone wanted them. And there was the real kind of buzz around. It was the excitement of the figures coming out, and there was a real buzz. So I got some. I went out and got some. When the night they came out, I went out at midnight. They did This is how big it was. They did midnight launches for the figures. So I'm saying, like, the hype was off the charts. I mean, you don't get that for WWE figures. You don't get, like, midnight launches. But there was midnight launches for the figures, and I actually went. And managed to get them. And, yeah, just did it. So I've got, like, I think I've got all of Season 1 and a little bit of Season 2. But, yeah, I mean, they were good. They were good. And people seem to really enjoy the videos as well. So, but then the hype settled down and, well, you know, that's it. I'm on to something else. But, yeah, it came from that. Why do I feel like I only have Anna, William, Miss Clown, Austin, Sam, Dave, James, Hayden, Heather as good friends? And that everyone else hates me? Anyone is allowed to respond. I would imagine that is not true, Edward. I'd imagine that is not true. William said, I am nice, but sometimes not nice, depending on if I'm annoyed or if someone is being, beep. Oh, and Days said, beep. I guess we can say that now. I don't think I did. Did I? Did I? Did I? I mean, you can say it. I'll just beep it out when I read it. Disgusting Noise said, when did wrestlers' names get boring? They used to be Stone Cold, Rock, Undertaker, Kane, Cactus Jack, Thrasher, Raven. Now it's Pete Dunne, Elektra, Drew, Bobby. No personalities allowed. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's the biggest problem. But I would say, actually, NXT is a bit more sports entertainment than it was. I'd say they've made it a bit more sports entertainment-y. But I do definitely get your point. I'd say 70% of people actually think I'm an a-hole, says James Chadwick. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. He thinks it's only 70%. Oh, that's cute. Right, we are with Kyle O'Reilly. Okay. Should I stay as a singles competitor or should I go all in as a tag team with Von? He's looking for. He's looking at the tag team titles, and here's the tag team champions, Imperium. Here's Von. Kyle O'Reilly and Von. Von Wagner. Dexter Lumis versus Tony next week. And we've got the Poker Showdown. Duke Hudson versus Cameron Grimes. To the moon. Sonny said your cousin might like the Fortnite Funko Pops. Haven't seen him since the pandemic happened, so I don't even know if he's still into it, to be honest. He might do, though. He might do. Edward said, I'm going to DM you something. I'm going to do it after this stream. Okie dokie. Have you had a banana lately? You seem happier when you have them, says William. You're not yourself when you're hungry. I haven't had one in a little while, actually. No, I haven't had one in a little while. I think I'm happier when the shows are actually booked well. When the shows are creative and there's some, like, really interesting stuff happening. I think that's when I'm happier. I think if we get to the point where I have to make a mess just so I can tidy it back up to get through the show, I think that says it all. Bout it. Austin said 14 more minutes to go, guys. Surely the best they've got for Kyle O'Reilly isn't a tag team. I would just go to AEW and team with Fish at this point, says Primo. Days, how long would you have Charlotte hold the title? Because I don't know if WWE knows how to book her without it. I'd keep it on her for a little bit. But she's definitely going to have to drop it, I don't know, WrestleMania. She could get through to WrestleMania. Right, Pete Dunne unloading on Carmelo Hayes. Yadong is fighting this weekend. Indeed, Yadong this week. Yadong versus Arce. Against the ropes goes Carmelo. Clothesline by Peter. Peter Dunne knocking down Carmelo Hayes. 13 more minutes, and then I will be released from this torture, says Minty Ice. Right, we've got Pete Dunne bending back the fingers of Carmelo Hayes. Bending back the arm and the wrist. Standing on the hand of Carmelo. Oof. Stomps on the hand. Pete Dunne grabbing at the face, grabbing at the nose. Against the ropes goes Carmelo. Up over the top. Against the ropes. Kick to the midsection. And again. Nice. Springboard clothesline by Carmelo Hayes. Strikes coming in. Do you think there will be more matches made for the pay-per-view on Dynamite Rampage? Maybe. Maybe. But I don't know if there will be many. There's already 8, which is quite a lot. So I'm thinking they're pretty much done. You're right, Dave. She lost the SmackDown women at WrestleMania. She got released from WWE. Go to AEW. I'm the most PG person you will ever meet, says Austin. Into the corner goes Peter. Carmelo charging over. He gets put on the outside of the ring. Did she just say that Pete Dunne was the longest reigning NXT UK champion? Carmelo. Austin says that while stalking Days. That's true, isn't he? Right, are we going to commercial break? Feel like we have got one more to go to. Dexter Lumis is here. Dexter Lumis is going to go on commentary. Trick Williams is staring at Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis is staring at Trick Williams. It's all kicking off now. It is all kicking off. Sunny has gone all attitude era all of a sudden. What did she say? What has she said? Days, I love you as a friend. Edward, shout out to you. I appreciate the support. Anna said, I'm trying so hard with this new NXT, but there is something missing for the new product. I can't put my finger on it. It just seems disjointed. It's lost the spark of the old show. Anna, hope you're well. This is great commentary from Dexter. They're chanting speak. Oh, I'm at commercial break. Are they chanting speak, 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 speak? That's pretty cool. Moneybag said, hey days, Brock Lesnar competed at Fastlane 2016. I'd like to see Brock compete at Elimination Chamber. TLC, was Fastlane the first pay-per-view Brock competed? What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, Brock was obviously around in, what, 2002? 2003? 2004? And then left, and then came back 2012, and, you know, ended the Undertaker streak in 2014. So, it wasn't, I mean, like, it wasn't his first pay-per-view. Are you saying, like, I don't know, did he go away and then come back in 2016 again? He might have done. But, no, I mean, he'd obviously ended the Undertaker streak in 2014. Unless I'm completely missing the point here. But Matthew said 5 out of 5 NXT tonight. Brock's first pay-per-view was 2002 against Jeff Hardy, says Lee. Austin said Brock was around in your mom. Delmar says, does Liv win the title at WWE Day 1 or the Rumble? Because a lot of fans and wrestlers are lobbying for Liv. Does she win the title? She might do. I don't think she needs to win it yet. I think she needs to be built up a little bit more because she hasn't really done anything. So, you know, she won that #1 contenders thing, but it was a bit fluky, wasn't it? So I've no problem with them putting the title on her, but I would build her up first. So I'd have her lose. Maybe WrestleMania would be a good place to put the title on Liv. The grandest stage of them all. Days missed the Yudong comment. Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty of them this weekend. How do you like your spotted men's private pudding? Bland with cream or warm custard? You mean spotted dick? I don't have it, to be honest. It's one of those English dishes. Old English dishes. It's like a warm pudding sponge with, I think, raisins in. And it's called spotted dick. But I don't have it. I don't really do cakes and stuff like that. Certainly not now as well, what with me trying to cut down on fat and trying to eat healthy. So there is no spotted dick in this house, let me tell you. We need Brock Anderson. This is awesome chants from the NXT crowd. Pete Dunne on the shoulders of Carmelo Hayes. Clothesline. Dunne goes down. Someone tell Dexter to calm down. He's yelling way too much. Spotted what? What? It's horrible and it's way too salty, says William. Well, I'm not sure you're having the right dessert there, to be honest. Next week, we've got the 6-man tag, Odyssey Jones and Jacket Time versus Diamond Mine. Do you think there's a small part of Tony Khan that's a little disappointed how the ratings haven't grown with all the big names? I don't know if he's disappointed they haven't grown. He might be disappointed they haven't stayed. I mean, like now, Dynamite's going under 1 million, so he might have hoped that the ratings would have been up there, you know. I mean, maybe 1.4 is the absolute limit. Maybe that is the most that they can. That was what they got on their debut, and they've never bettered it. Over 2 years, they've been trying to beat that, and they've never beat it. So you look at it and go, well, even if you can just be around 1.3 consistently, you've got to say that's good. But, I mean, at the moment, they're back under 1 million for Dynamite, so I don't think he's disappointed because I think they've got some excellent numbers, but step up enziguri by Pete Dunne. Carmelo Hayes goes against the ropes. Kick by Hayes. I mean, this is a good match, but Dunne. Oof. Gets planted by Carmelo. Crowd are really into this, you know. The crowd are really vocal here. The crowd are really helping this match as well, actually. I don't think it's a match that deserves This Is Awesome, but it has been it's been all right. Yeah, it's been good. NXT chant from the crowd. NXT, 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 NXT. Carmelo, forearm strikes Pete Dunne. Fight forever chants. Man, what are they paying this crowd? What's going on? Fight forever chants, and This Is Awesome. Carmelo Hayes with the Gargano escape. 3 minutes to go. Pete Dunne trying to break out of it, and he does. Fight forever chants. The crowd has been bribed. This is awesome again. Kicks coming in by Pete Dunne. As Shawn Michaels said, look, if you chant This Is Awesome throughout this, I'll buy you all pizza. Has there been something like this? German. Double stomp by Pete. Kick to the head. I mean, it's got a fast pace to it. Goes against the ropes. Bounces off that middle rope. Pete Dunne goes down. Carmelo coming over and Dexter Lumis strikes Trick Williams. Dexter Lumis is not bout it, bout it. Who's under the ropes? Is that Johnny? I think Johnny was under the ring and he just tried to grab Carmelo. Bitter end by Pete Dunne. And Dunne's going to beat Carmelo thanks to that distraction. Bit of blood on the nose of Pete Dunne. I mean, I will concede that was a good, energetic match. Greatly helped by the crowd, though. That's not a zombie. That was Johnny Gargano. That's an actual line the commentator just said. This has been one of the better NXT crowds since they switched to 2.0. I want pizza. Right, let's get the scores. What's do you score NXT, baby? Dun, 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 dun. Lauren said, I'm looking forward to watching the cricket. I don't know anything, but I'm excited to learn. Dude, if you want to learn cricket, we are going to box that off for you. Don't you worry about that. I love talking about cricket and how the rules work. And, I mean, it's actually quite simple. It's actually quite simple. But it's, you can make it as complicated as you want. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think you'll really enjoy it as well. My mom never understood cricket. Never got it, and didn't get it. It's a difficult one to, like, just put on and understand. She loves it now. She will watch on her own accord. Like, I don't need to be in the room or tell her it's on. She will now find out when it's on and will watch it and follow it and loves it. So, yeah, she loves it. I mean, look, there's a reason why it's one of the most popular sports in the world. So I'm glad you're excited, Lauren. I'm looking forward to it as well. Jonathan, shout out to you, dudes. Don't the people in India like cricket a lot? Yeah, it's one of the reasons why it's one of the most watched sports. I think it's like number... Let's have a look. If I Google most popular sports. Most popular sports in the world. Most popular sports in the world. Cricket is second. According to this, anyway. The top 10 most watched. That's how they're doing it. The 10 most watched. Here we go. Yeah. So the most watched, number 1 is soccer. Half the planet, or 3.5 billion. Soccer is king. Over half the entire world's population tune into the World Cup, and over 250 million people admit to actually playing it. It makes it the most watched, most played sport on the planet. Without touching the absurd number of TV views and sponsorships that soccer crosses boundaries. It's the most popular sport in Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America. There's only one continent where soccer doesn't reign supreme, and that is North America. And then number 2, look, is cricket. Cricket, total fans 2.5. Cricket doesn't even make the top 10 in America. Its global influence is undeniable. The Cricket World Cup regular draws in over 200 million viewers. And cricket dominates the charts in many countries. Cricket is 2 teams of 11 looking to score the most runs. It's similar to baseball, although there are differences. The first cricket game was in 1646. I did not know that. I did not know that. And then it's basketball. Where the hell is American football? Football there. Football number 9. But I mean, it is largely America that American football reigns supreme. It takes 600 cows to make 1 season's worth of footballs for the NFL. That might be the best fact that you find out today. It takes 600 cows to make 1 season's worth of footballs for the NFL. There is not a better fact on the internet than that, let me tell you. That is the greatest fact on the internet. Amazing. Moldy Spoon said, I played cricket for 7 years, so I know the rules, but I don't watch it much. If Day streams it, then I will watch. Well, we're doing the semi-finals, and whatever happens, we're doing the final. So 3 games is what we're doing. 1 tomorrow, 1 on Thursday, and then 1 on Sunday. So it's going to be good, man. Looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm supporting England. Hopefully, they can do it, but I know a lot of people will be rooting for Pakistan. I'd imagine we'll have some New Zealand fans and a few Australian fans. Those are the 4 teams left. England, New Zealand, Australia, and Pakistan. There is now a Full Gear buy-in. It starts at 12 a.m. and UFC finishes at 12:30. Would you rather have take Drew Open Challenge, Cesaro, Ridge, or Hardy? So Drew versus Cesaro, Ridge, or Hardy. I'd say Hardy, and let's try Willow. Let's do that. What is cricket? I don't know what it is. I'm in New York, and I don't know what it is. It's a game like baseball. It's like baseball, and someone bowls the ball, and then someone bats the ball, and if the ball goes like straight over the boundary and doesn't touch the ground before, that's a 6. That's 6 runs. If it touches the ground and then goes over the boundary, that's 4. And if you hit it, you can run. And then obviously you could get 1 run, 2 run, 3 run. And that's how you score. And yeah, that's it basically. And the other team's trying to get you out. So, I mean, as I said, you can make it as easy or as complicated as possible. But at its core, it's pretty easy to understand. England never wins, says Disgusting Noise. Well, this is our year. This is our year. Austin, shout out to you. The CFL's balls are, please, Jim, do not talk about who's got the biggest balls. Jim, how many times we've had this conversation before? I don't know why you come into these streams bragging about the fact that the CFL has got bigger balls. I don't know why you keep doing that, but hopefully this puts an end to it. What are you watching? I heard Jerry the King say someone had won the Rumble. It's on BT Sport. It is a look at the Royal Rumble from 95, 96. And it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels watching the Royal Rumble and talking about everything that was going on that day. It's called What Went Down, and they're very, very good. They're very good shows. They're shows that BT Sport have had made, I believe. I've never seen them on the network or anything, but it's called What Went Down. You might be able to find them on YouTube, and they are very good. What Went Down. Triple H talks about his whole career. Shawn has spoke about his retirement. Undertaker spoke about the streak. And it's all about what went down when a certain thing happened. So here we're seeing Royal Rumble. They're good. They're good. Ledger Killer, shout out to you. William said, I am now going to stan cricket. I'm a cricket hooligan. It's baseball, but completely different. Got it. Sonny, shout out to you. Are there innings in cricket? Yes. An innings is when you so if you're batting, right, you're trying to score runs. If you hit the ball and a player catches it, you're out. If the ball goes straight onto the wickets behind you, you're out, right? There's a few ways you can get out. Once all 10 players are out, that's the end of the innings, and then it's the other team's go. So there's different kinds, different forms of cricket. The game is predominantly the same, but it's just how long the games go for. So Test cricket, if you really want to get into it, we can get into it. Test cricket, you've got 5 days, and each team has to bat twice. So that's Test cricket, and that's my favourite form of it. I love Test cricket because it is exactly what it says it is. It's a test. It's a test of skill. It's a test of nerves. It's a test of patience. It's a test. It's a real test. It tests everything. It tests your stamina. It tests your skill. I mean, you could be a batsman and you could be out there for 8 hours just batting and trying to score as many runs as possible. So it is a real test. 5 days is what you've got to complete the game, and if the game's not done, the game's just declared a draw. So that's Test cricket. 2020 is exactly the same, but teams have only got so many balls they're allowed to throw, they're allowed to bowl. Once they've done that, that's the end of their go. It doesn't matter if they've got everyone out or not. They've got so many balls, and that is it. If they do manage to get the team out, though, it ends then, and then they change over. So the rules are the same, but just different forms of the game. So we can cover it tomorrow. What season of Gotham are you on? I do not watch it anymore. I got up to season 3 and I'm done. When I played cricket, 2 innings, 45 overs each. We'll definitely save overs for tomorrow. I mean, overs are 6 balls, but we can... It's one of those that, like, with cricket, you can talk about it and people go, I kind of get it, I think, but once you watch it, you go, now I do get it. Once you actually see it happening, you go, got you. I just got one thing to say. I bleep him, bleep you guys, and if we ever meet, I would bleep the bleep him, bleep out of you all, says William. It's the nicest thing you've ever said. David said it's the Ashes. Oh, don't even get me started, David. Don't even get me started. I am so excited for the Ashes. I went to the Ashes in 2005. I went again in 2009. And I can't remember. I think I went again, actually. I think I've been like to 3 different series. I love them. I love it. I love it. It might be my favourite. Oh, no. I love the World Cup and the Euros in football. But outside of that, I'd probably be the Ashes. I would take the Ashes over like a Rugby World Cup. Yeah. Understanding cricket is not rocket science, says James Chandwick. I'm a professional cricketer, says J14. I'm trying to get into The Walking Dead, but it's not hitting me, says Edwards. Well, it's not for everyone, but I love it. The CFL actually has "Our balls are bigger" as an actual slogan, says Jim. Does it really? It has that as its actual slogan, "Our balls are bigger." I think that's William Hence's logo as well. I'm going to be lost if I join the cricket game. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And plus also, you've got people like Mouldy that's played it, and like James understands it. So people, it's the same with wrestling and the same with football. People are going to love sharing their knowledge, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I would urge anyone that doesn't understand cricket, if you are around and you want to get a quick, how does it work? Yeah, I know there'll be people that would just love to, you know, go through it. March or in a few months, there will be hockey playoffs. Will you stream that, says Sonny? Maybe. It depends what's on. I mean, the reason why I can do this is because there's no Premier League this weekend. So if the Premier League was on, I wouldn't be able to do it. But there's no Premier League, so that's why I can do it. You've made it further in Gotham than me. The unrealistic way Enigma killed Miss Kringle lost me. I stuck with it, and then it just started getting a bit more silly for me, and I was like, I'm done. It ended up getting cancelled, didn't it? So I think quite a few jumped off the hype train, but it was doing all right. It was doing really well. Did you hear WWE has signed a new $1 million deal with CFO $? No, but that's amazing because their music was great. So, good. They need more engaging music. The music they've got at the moment absolutely sucks. So, no, I hadn't. Big time Baxter. But that's really good. That's really, really good. I'm not going to be here Friday because Rampage and Full Gear. So, bye, everyone, says Minty. Minty, shout out to you. Have you set up the England international football streams yet? No. I've got one on Friday, so I'm all right for time. But no, I've not set them up yet. Days, the Ashes is on at the same time as the wrestling, and a couple starts after the wrestling. I don't think we'll be streaming them, to be honest. I don't think I'll be streaming the Ashes. Because, I mean, they're on all day, aren't they? It's not like the 2020s that a 2020 game's like, what, 3-4 hours? The Ashes is on from what? Really, you want to tune in from about 10. I know it doesn't start till 11, but you got to tune in at 10. You got to be sat there and ready. And we'll go through till about 6, 7 at night. So it's about 8 hours for a day. This one is in Australia, isn't it? So it's going to be at a different time. So, but I can't. What with the wrestling, the Premier League, Champions League, I can't be doing 8-hour cricket streams. So yeah, we won't be able to stream the Ashes. But whatever is happening, it will be on, and I will be watching. Because I can't wait. Have you seen the Scream series trailer? I have not. Days, have you got any figures that you absolute hate but can't help but love? I forgot a figure that I hate but I can't help but love. Have I got a figure that I hate but can't help but love? I don't think so. If I hate it, I'd hate it. If I hate it, have I got a figure that I hate but absolutely love? No, I don't think so. I'm trying to give you an answer, and I really can't think of one. I can't think. If there's a figure I hate, I just wouldn't buy it. So then I'm thinking, are there any figures I've bought because I have to have it? Maybe it's part of a group, or maybe I don't have a figure of that person. I can't think of one. I mean, I suppose Tamina. I've got a Tamina figure, and it looks awful. And I hate it. But, I mean, I've got it because I don't have a Tamina figure. But I don't love having it. So I don't think that really answers the question. So, no, I'm just looking. I don't think so. I don't think there's a figure I hate, but I love having. Have you got one? I don't even know if I could give you an answer there. How can you hate and love something at the same time? I don't know. Days, you have a cardboard sheep's mask. How, when you can't get one? Came with Kids Magazine. Came with WWE Kids Magazine. Bakayuka said, Days, today's NXT 2.0 is more watchable than Raw, and Pete Dunne finally gets a win with the bitter end. I give it a 6.75. I'm 5.5, says David Robert Woods. Boomer said, if you hate it, then why would you buy it? That's what I'm thinking. The only thing I would say, well, I do hate it, but I didn't have a Tamina. I went through a phase of, I think I've always known that I would never get every figure. I don't think that's ever been something I've been trying to achieve. I don't want every figure. I don't need every Randy Orton they've made. I don't need every John Cena they've made. Like, I need a John Cena. I need a Randy Orton. Like, I think I've tried to collect one of every superstar so that you can have it on the shelf and there's all the superstars, right? So I think I've tried at times to do that. It's kind of fallen apart now because I tell you what ruined it a little bit. The exclusives in America. There's a lot that have come out that you can only get at Walmart or Target, and you just cannot get them here. So it sort of ruins it because I can't get them. I mean, I could go on eBay and buy them at extortionate prices, but where's the fun? That's not fun. I can understand the fun of going to Walmart or Target, but we don't have those shops. So in a way, I kind of feel like Mattel, I don't want to say ruined it for themselves, but I definitely think that played a part in me, I don't know. I think if I could get all the figures here in the UK, there's a chance I would have just kept buying them whilst we were in lockdown off the internet. But I think the fact, because I can't and I never will be able to, I would never be able to afford them all. I think that kind of means that I, during lockdown, was like, well, you know, I'll just wait for the shops to reopen. I'll do a toy hunt. So I think my collection has kind of ground to a halt for that reason. But, I mean, it's not going to stop me doing toy hunts, and it won't stop me doing figure videos, and I still love the figures. I mean, I'm really am. One of the only things I want is that Hogan figure with the 85 belt. So I really do want to get my hands on that. But I do think that hurts. I definitely think that hurts us over here in the UK, not being able to get a hold of all of the figures. So, yeah, I went through a phase of like one in a Brett, one in the Rockers, one in, one of everything that was made. So I had to get that Tamina. I had to. Because I want to get one of everything. So, but I don't love it. I don't love it. I just got it so that, well, that's, Tamina, tick. I mean, that was it. That was the only reason I got it. It was just so, right, well, I've got a Tamina now. Done. Don't need another. And that was the point of it, so... I'd say that's a figure I bought that I don't love. But, yeah. I do like the fact I've got so many. But it's been a while since I bought one now. I couldn't even tell you the last one I bought. Couldn't tell you. Can't remember. Xavier said in a sit-down interview he's getting a custom crown because the one WWE gave him doesn't look great. Can I see the sheep's mask? Yes, if you look in the background of one of the magazine videos, you'll be able to see the sheep's mask because it's actually on the shelf. Ringside collectibles, says Brando. Yeah, we don't have that in the UK. That's based in America, so we have to pay. Not only do we have to pay to get it imported, but we have to pay all the import charges as well. Erase Your Mind said, I'm going to be here for Dynamite tomorrow. Hope NXT was at least somewhat watchable. Lol. Well, let's have a look, shall we? We had 136 votes. We'll see what the people were saying. Was it somewhat watchable? It was. Let's end the poll. We'll have a look. We'll see what people are saying. Here we go. You didn't say you rate him. Oh, I'd be low, dude. I'd give it about a 5. I don't know. I don't think this was better than Raw. It might be the same. I think I gave Raw 5.5. Might make an argument it's about the same, or actually, I'd say it's a touch below for me. I expect better from NXT. I did like the main event. I thought the main event was good. And outside of that, I'm struggling, to be honest. I literally had to make a mess and then tidy it back up again. I don't think my low score is going to be that much of a surprise. And actually, it seems like you lot weren't really feeling it either. The highest score was 575 or below. 31%. 25% said 6 to 675. 7 to 775 got 24%. 19% got said 8 to 10. So kind of feel like we're largely in the same boat here. Largely in the same boat. So I'll go with a 5. That'll do. Austin said, I had 5 too. Alex Bliss Gamer said, I think CFO $ rumor is false because they disbanded in 2020. Edward said 5.4. J14 says 5. Shout out to you, dudes. Edward with his 5.4. James Chadwick said, we get screwed over with things like that. Indeed we do. But we soldier on, don't we, James? We soldier on. Right, we're done. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate the support as always. We're back tomorrow. I've got cricket on football days, and then we're back here for AEW Dynamite. The go-home show. The go-home show for Full Gear. Could there be a Wyndham tease? Could there be a Wyndham tease right at the end of the show? Lights go out, something like this, and the show ends. Could there be something? Could there? We'll find out tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. I'm actually excited for Dynamite. Go-home shows are normally not very exciting, but I feel like we're so close to Wyndham arriving that we can taste him now. So we'll see. Austin says, no tease. Bakayuka says, see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Moldy Spoon said, I'm so excited for Full Gear. John said, thanks for trying. Bye for now. Puppet sting. Puppet sighting. I don't think so. I don't know that it'll go down that road. It's a little bit fun house, that, isn't it? So Rashawn says, nah, there won't be. Days wants to taste Wyndham. Wow. I'm going to be there when the lights come on, says John. Honestly, do people... Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but do people think no tease? I'm a little surprised at that. Why no tease? Would you, if you was booking the show, not want to let people know something big's happening at Full Gear? Like, you need to tune into Full Gear. If it's at Full Gear, surely you hint it. Surely? To get people excited and talking and buy the pay-per-view. Days, it's 3:30. Go to bed. Full Gear will be here, so that will be some excitement in our tiny lives. Days, I don't even know if he's showing up at Full Gear, says Austin. Well, don't say that, Austin. It's one of the things that I was getting hyped for. He won't be at Full Gear. Wow. Has the news today changed everyone's mind that he's not going to be at Full Gear? Has that really changed everyone's mind now? I tell you what, we will obviously talk about this tomorrow, and we will explore this tomorrow, but I was under the impression everyone was like, Full Gear, Full Gear, Full Gear, and has today's news changed that? Oh. Maybe Chris Jericho will tease summer on the 93X morning show. Wyndham movie, end of the month. He'll focus on that and not risk injury. Yeah, but he doesn't have to wrestle. Imagine he just arrives. Or imagine that we get, Funhouse episodes or something. I mean, it won't be Funhouse, but you know what I mean. Whatever his new character is. I don't think he was going to show up at Full Gear anyway, says James. It changed my mind, says Vishnu. Even before the news, I wasn't really expecting him at Full Gear. What's Full Gear? What's Full Gear? Is that when you're, properly listening? That's like when you're really giving it a good old listen. Not like a half listen. Doing something else at the same time. It's on in the background. That's Full Gear. That is. That's a Full Gear. That's where you actually put your hand on like that. Like that. Full Gear. Yeah. AEW Full Gear. What is today's news? There's a video on the channel. He's doing a movie, a horror movie. They film at the end of the month. I'm half gear. What's your favourite? Oh, I think they're all good, and I think they're all bad. I've seen some amazing UFC fights, but then I've seen awful ones. I've seen some great WWE stuff, and then I've seen some awful ones. And I've seen some good stuff in AEW, great stuff, actually. And then I've seen a lot of rubbish. So, I ain't really got a favourite. I mean, the only thing I would say is that with AEW, that's the one that's entered my life the more recent. So I probably don't have as deep a connection with that as I do with UFC or WWE. My deepest connection is probably with WWE. Jim said, I've sent you a tweet. Oh, mate, I'll have a look at this. Let's have a look at Jim's tweet. Is it about your balls? Yeah, of course it is. Of course, Jim sent me a tweet about his balls. Here is the official CFL shirt, and it says on the shirt. There we go. Oh, there we go. Balls are bigger. That is courtesy of Jim Core. There we go. Our balls are bigger. I've retweeted that, Jim. I've retweeted the picture you've sent me about the balls. Lol. Tony Khan presents AEW Fall here. Okay, right, I'm going anyway. We're done. Guys, appreciate the support as always. Look after each other. Have a lovely evening. I'll see you for the cricket, maybe. Well, I will be here, but, you know, I understand there's not many cricket fans in this conversation right now. But if you are around, I'll see you. If not, I'll see you for AEW tomorrow night. The go-home show for Fall here. Bye for now.